I don't know what any of that is.
It's Harry Styles.
Oh, that's why I don't know it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's really the only song I know by him, but...
R.I.P. Vine.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Vine was the best.
Vine was pretty cool.
It's a watermelon.
Periscope was okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck's that?
Periscope.
I think it was just like another off thing of Vine, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was people putting videos on. It was just a video thing.
No, fuck, bud. What you doing down there? Get back up here. There we
Freezing.
Off rip.
Yeah.
What color?
Yeah.
He's choking.
Yeah.
What's he choking on?
Water.
Okay.
Fucking water.
That went down the wrong pipe.
I might have to read this quote from Kevin Smith about the whole.
Oh, yeah.
Who is the Kevin?
H2O.
Okay, we'll get into this. If you don't fucking know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Time to Google what is a Kevin Smith.
What is
know who Kevin Smith is?
What is a Kevin Smith?
Yeah,
Not who.
we'll get into it.
What is a Kevin Smith?
Is a Kevin.
You're a fucking moron. Well, hello. Good evening. Yeah. I'm Batman. Welcome to another episode of the Grossly Off Topic Podcast. I am your almost voiceless host, Papa Smurf.
Or, Batman.
Batman. I'm Batman.
I'm Old Man Viking.
Okay, Kevin Conroy.
I'm Redbeard.
Yes. Oh, you said that wrong. Do it again. Do it again.
I be Redbeard.
Yes.
Oh, he's 54. Oh, I'm Florida man. Hello.
No, he's 31.
31.
No, that
Fucking hate
Kevin
ADHD.
Smith guy.
Okay, well, we'll start off the episode
With Florida
this
man,
one.
it's more like AUDHD.
Aye. So,
What's the U for?
So there's ADHD, which is what you have.
Yeah.
And there's AUDHD, which means you're also autistic and have ADHD. So,
It's a little
but
bit
we
of
don't we don't claim you in this part. You just get this part.
it's really sad when the autistic community is
part?
like, we don't want that.
We don't want that. Get it out of here. We don't want it anymore.
Anyway, so I recently
Yeah, right
heard...
off the rip. This is interesting.
Yeah. Recently heard that after many, many years... Wow. Yeah. I looked at him first and I'm like, oh no, it was 31. Anyways, after many, many years, Dogma has finally been ripped away from the clutches of Harvey Weinstein and back in the hands of Kevin Smith. It will be now...
Freedom.
What's a dogma?
It was one of his movies.
One
It
of
was
the-
a
one of the best
satirical...
ones.
Yeah, it was one of his best ones.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah. He when he was starting out, he had to work with other producers, and Harvey Weinstein helped him produce it, but held on to the rights for it. I'm sorry, am I interrupting something?
No, I'm trying to see if I can watch it on anything.
It just recently, so it's going to be a little while before it can go streaming.
I thought that was Florida man.
Oh, it was. I was watching the trailer.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah, I've seen the movie. I love that
Yeah.
fucking movie.
Actually, I was able to watch it not too long ago. Somebody had the full movie on YouTube TV. So I paid for the premium,
okay.
and I was
Yeah.
able to download it.
Okay, boomer, settle down.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna read a quote from Kevin Smith
So why is this a big deal?
because it's one of his best movies. He made the Clerks movies. He made Mallrats and a lot of other ones, but Dogma was hilarious.
And it's sad because it was one of the only movies that he made that wasn't his own.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his own, but
He didn't
couldn't
have the rights to
bankroll
it.
it. Yeah, he
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
bankroll it. So
It also
yeah.
has a bomb cast.
Yeah,
all of his movies have
Yeah, that one's. I think that one's one of the better
Yeah.
ones.
Oh yeah.
So, but this quote is great. Kevin Smith says he's finally freed Dogma from the Harvey Weinstein clause. DB, at long last, our prayers have been answered. Dogma is coming to streaming, and Harvey Weinstein is slowly heading straight to hell.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
I mean, how?
Sleeping with young women.
No, that's Leonardo.
I guess that would
Keeps him young.
lifespan.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, what I was hearing from an interview Kevin Smith was doing, now that he has the publication rights to Dogma back, he's talking about doing a sequel
Yes.
and possibly even a TV show.
Yes.
Sounds pretty like
There could be some fun in a sequel.
If you can get those original people back.
Well, the only one he couldn't get back would be Alan Rickman.
Yeah, because he passed away.
right.
Everybody else is still alive.
CGI face.
Right. But
Doesn't
I'm
mean
saying-
they're willing to do it. though.
That's what
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Well, Jason Mewes will be willing to. Oh, he's always game.
But Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, he would.
Man, he probably would.
They
And Matt
definitely
Damon.
would.
Matt Damon probably would.
They both would.
They're not doing anything right now, so yeah, they probably would.
So no, according to him, he says that they're all game for like doing a new one. So
I mean, I guess,
it's just gonna be a matter of timing and money and all that.
and I don't know, like Clerks was great.
Yeah,
Clerks 2,
Eh.
I
and
like
then they made
how,
a 3, didn't they?
Yeah, I actually liked how they tied in Clerks 3 back to the original.
I don't think
Because
I
like
saw
the
Clerks
second one
3.
was completely on a whole different, like they weren't at the Quick Stop, they were at the
Yeah, it was all wrong.
They were at
burger.
the fast food place.
but the third one, they're kind of reevaluating, their life and end up going back to the Quick Stop, owning it with Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
And it was a nice wrap up to the Clerks franchise.
I don't know. I always watch.
But Dogma got so much heat from the,
of course it did,
Catholic community.
Of course it did, but it's like South Park, right?
Oh,
it's
George
like
Carlin
the
wouldn't
South
be in
Park
it
of
either.
movies. Oh yeah, that's true.
But
Like, yeah.
the only ones that aren't viable are the ones that are dead. But
Right. There's one of his movies I always watch, and I don't know why. I mean, it is a good movie, but Chasing Amy. I don't know why. I always watch that fucking movie, though.
That one's
I
sad.
think I've always seen that
It
one
is sad.
once.
I do like that movie though.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Mallrats is good.
I love.
Well, Mallrats is classic, right?
Yes.
Mallrats and Clerks are both kind of classic.
Yeah,
Chasing Amy is one of those, like, this is Kevin
I think that
Smith
was one of his
movie.
first ones. I think it was Clerks, Mallrats, and then Chasing Amy were his first three.
And then Dogma? Mm-hmm. Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Oh. Well, I wouldn't have expected that.
but yeah, there was actually Kevin Smith was doing an interview at like a Comic-Con, and they were talking about Dogma, and he was at the premiere for Dogma and saw people protesting and went over and joined the protesters.
And
Nobody knew
Yeah.
that it was him.
Oh, that's funny.
Somebody's like, "Aren't you Kevin Smith?" He's like, "No, I don't like that fucker."
You guys know why Clerks was shot in black and white?
Wait, what?
Yes, that the original Clerks was in black and white.
You
God
remember
damn
that?
it.
That wasn't supposed to be the revealing part of the fact. So the reason why they shot in black and white is because most of the scenes take place inside the corner store.
And it's supposed to be like,
The corner store has the fluorescent lighting, so when they were shooting it, everything had a green tint to it, and they couldn't figure out a way to get rid of the green tint. So the director of photography, who was only 18 years old at the time, said, "Why don't you just shoot in black and white?" And that got rid of the green tint, so they just made the whole movie in black and white instead of trying to rent a high quality like diffuser and professional
better
lighting.
that's interesting.
Yeah, so they just shot in black and white.
I just figured it was kind of like a tie into.
It's okay, Papa Smurf. Not,
I thought it was like, with it being the quick, like an In-N-Out store, it was the CCTV cameras, and that was
that's what a lot of people thought. Like,
Yeah.
it's an homage to that. Like, no,
Yeah.
they just
No,
didn't. They were just for cheap.
that's an interesting.
They didn't want to spend the extra $500 to get a professional lighting setup. So
Well, it was one of the first movies. It was real low
it was
budget,
like I think it
so-
was like his first movie.
Yeah.
Everything I know in life is wrong. Everything's a lie. This fuck this shit.
All right, that's another episode of the Grossly Off Topic Podcast.
I was
This is
your
our last
host.
episode because
No,
he's gonna take a shit and go home.
I honestly, I know it's hard for people to understand, but I honestly didn't know that was in black and white.
Yeah.
But it's just what I see. It's like I was saying, like Pleasantville, right?
Yeah.
Pleasantville, The Giver, right? I didn't know those things were in fucking black and white
Well, The Giver
until
it
they show color.
turns into color.
Well, so does Pleasantville.
So does Pleasantville. But
does
what
it?
my point is the beginning of those movies, I don't know they're in black and white because they just look like movies.
Well, what do they look like to you then?
The problem isn't seeing, like, I see in color, but the fact of the matter is if I'm watching a movie, I'm assuming it's in color.
So your brain is automatically compensating for the lack of ability to see
Yeah.
other colors that you just automatically your brain thinks, oh, it's in color.
So if
So
I,
your mind's like a coloring book.
right, well, no, it doesn't add in color.
We'll just
Okay.
add a little
I just
shade
don't
of
realize that it's not in color. I don't realize that it's in black and white because I just assume that it's in color and I'm just seeing what I'm seeing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
That
mean?
that makes sense.
So like a movie like Pleasantville, the first time that like color flashes on the screen, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? You know, not only is that a realization in the movie, but to me, I'm like, wait, that whole fucking movie was in black and white? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because I don't realize that it's not in color when it's not in color.
You were probably tripping when the red apple was showing in The Giver.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes, that's exactly it. And I'm like, wait, whoa, hold on a second.
I said, what about Schindler's List?
Oh, yeah, there were some red in that one.
Yeah. Schindler's List is like 99% black and white, except for a few things that are red to really drive home a point.
I guess I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
It's black and white. But I knew Schindler's List was a black and white movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was any color in it.
It's like only a few things are in color.
There was another movie that they did that.
I love that
thing
movie.
where there was.
Haven't seen that in a minute.
I think there was an M. Night Shyamalan. Wasn't it like there was things about the village that certain things were
Big
color?
Fish? Was Big Fish Shyamalan?
Big Fish is no.
I know it had I know it was Obi-Wan, but I didn't.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor.
No, it's Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Tim Burton.
That makes more sense.
Tim McGraw.
I think you're confusing the like yellow and red cloak
Yeah.
thing. I don't think that movie's in
Well,
black
there were
and white.
no. It wasn't in black and white, but there were certain colored items that were like they actually filmed it so that those stood out way more than everything else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that did not convey for me at all. Good movie.
Yeah.
Actually, I like a lot of his movies. Some of his movies are fucking
Yeah.
not good, but for the most part,
Last
Avatar.
Airbender. That's probably his worst one that he's ever made.
The Last Airbender.
yes, I didn't see it.
I said Avatar, but that movie's
Yeah.
just called The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Because of Avatar,
Right.
the not Last Airbender.
Wait, he's not.
No, I'm just talking about like Avatar, the like Disney.
No, he
Oh,
at the time he was the last
Yeah,
last Airbender.
the Nickelodeon cartoon is called Avatar: The Last Airbender.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's the Avatar for all of the past. Like,
Do you want to get into
I
this,
don't-
or do you just want to move on?
no.
Because we can get into this. It's like
No.
me talking about Star
Well,
Wars.
the
Like
reason why he
there's
went-
there is lore here. Do you want to get into
no.
this
No,
lore?
the
Not
reason
really.
why he went with The Last Airbender is because they had just come out with the Avatar and they didn't want any confusion.
Oh,
so
what was what? Okay.
yeah,
didn't matter anyways. Movie
Now
set.
that
Yeah.
movie, I can see great.
until we get you the color correcting lenses, and then you're like, holy fuck!
I know. I remember the first time I got a HD TV, or maybe it was 4K, but like, I mean, I think the first time I saw that TV was on like a flat screen TV, but it was still like a tube TV, right? You know, like, and then you see that on like a fucking HD, like full HD TV.
See, I have an issue
Like,
with
holy
like
fuck.
at the movie theaters that super high def screen. It feels like most watching a movie on regular high def is fine, but when you get to that super high def,
like the IMAX and
it
We don't
it messed
have
with
one,
me
though.
because
Like around here.
we do.
yeah.
Where's an IMAX theater around here?
North.
North.
North. Okay.
The big theater company.
main one.
North.
The one we went to go see Savor at.
Yeah. It has one.
They
Yeah.
have
is
one.
that one?
Yeah.
They have
I didn't
one.
know that.
But when
So
you see
hard
it
to
on
try
that,
and-
like for some reason, I don't know why, but it feels fake to me.
Oh, because it's so like.
Real.
It's so much. It's like this doesn't feel right.
See, so maybe I don't have to deal with that aspect of it because I don't see the same thing as you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. I don't know if I've ever seen anything in IMAX.
Yeah, I've only seen a couple things because it was just that was the theater it was in, and I'm like, I don't like being in this theater because it just distorts things for me.
Speaking of, you weren't on the phone the other day, but Toucans watched Civil War.
Oh, did he?
We gave him homework and he finally actually completed it.
Nice.
And he said the exact same shit that all of us said.
Like he didn't
What's
like
that
it.
about?
He didn't.
Yeah, he was like, I have no clue what the plot
Thought
of that
is
movie
you don't
was.
know who's a good guy, who's a bad
Yeah.
guy. Why are they going to DC or whatever?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I started watching Iron Claw today.
The movie.
I'm gonna sit back.
Oh, yeah, because he hadn't watched it yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
One of the
Fuck.
reasons why I didn't get on the phone call yesterday was I was catching up on my campaign for my D&D game, but then I was listening to the Iron Claw Time Suck podcast.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I really
Yeah, the Iron Claw is sad. The real story
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
say
it
is
is.
even sadder. Yeah, because there was an extra brother that they didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because one
Actually,
died when the
he had two. They had two older brothers that died
before
in
Zac
infancy.
Efron's character. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
wow.
infancy. Like, yeah, so like if you look at the whole history of that family, like they had two not miscarriages, two infant deaths, and then
Dead
the rest.
babies.
I was trying to figure out the best way to say it. They died in infancy. They were
don't
like
have to be
they were
PC
less than a month old.
We don't have to be
No,
PC.
I wasn't trying to be PC. I was trying to figure out how to phrase it properly.
So,
Phrasing.
so is there anyone left alive from that bloodline?
Zac Efron. Zac Efron's character is the only brother left.
Does he have kids?
Yes.
Well, he did what his father always wanted to do, which was have a place for all his like family to live. I believe.
Yeah, they ended up. I think their mom divorced him and bought a house, and then the one son and his wife and kids are still alive.
Okay. Yeah, it's a super sad story.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of it, like two of the deaths, were related to their overuse of steroids.
That's why you don't do steroids.
Well, yeah, but
not necessarily.
but anabolic
Anabolic.
steroids are bad. But
not necessarily.
at the rates that they were using,
Yes. There it is.
Yeah, I was going to say that anything in moderation and
Yeah.
tempered can be okay, but when you
Yeah,
I mean,
when you just-
everyone here
because
has probably
the
taken
one-
a steroid
the
at some
one
point in
son-
time.
medicine, not anabolic.
No, I mean, I'm just saying like a steroid of some type we've all probably taken.
Yeah, I do every day.
Yeah.
Not anabolic.
No, it's just,
It's medication.
I get swole, bro.
Yeah, I wish it worked that way, but it doesn't.
Yeah. But yeah, the one son, he ended up with like some type of stomach infections and that went toxic shock.
Oh.
But that was due to the fact that he was also taking the steroids that fucked with his system. And then there was the other son that,
So that was the one that died in Japan.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that died in Japan. Then there was one that was the Olympian that shot himself after he lost his leg.
His foot. Yeah.
Or
He,
his
he was
foot,
in a
yeah.
motorcycle accident and
Yeah.
Allegedly.
This is when he perks up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he had a motorcycle accident, and which is really sad is if he would have embraced that instead of trying to hide it, there would have been a great fanfare for the fact that he lost his foot, was still wrestling at the level, almost the same level before the accident, but he hit it, and then when they found out about it, he became depressed and shot himself.
Yeah. And then there was one who broke his collarbone in a match, and then I think he had to get his arm amputated or something like that.
I don't.
It was like the younger one that did it.
No, he kept getting injured and couldn't get back into it, and then felt like a worthless piece of shit and killed himself.
I mean, that's totally fair. I don't understand that. Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
Do you feel like a worthless piece of shit?
No comment.
But what's really sad is, both, the mom and, Von Erich, watching 5 of their 7 kids or 6 kids die.
I couldn't imagine that.
But I haven't made it. I was watching it while doing the dishes, so I'm actually going to sit down and read it.
Yeah, I think they did a
while
good job
actually
with it.
paying attention to
Did you
it.
see it, Redbeard? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what
saw
was
it
good.
in the theaters. Yeah.
No.
Well, I didn't, but you had talked about it. So when it came to HBO, I watched it. I loved it. I mean, and I'm not into professional wrestling.
No, not really,
Not at
but-
all. I thought that was a really good movie, though.
Yeah.
A really good storyline. What about you, Florida man?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
here?
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, something you wanted to talk about upstairs.
What?
He forgot already.
Yeah, you did actually have something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it?
I don't remember.
Something about P.
'Cause we
Diddy,
said-
Oh, something about,
Smelling salts.
Diddy.
Diddy.
the diddler.
Apparently,
The
Will
diddler.
Yeah, the diddler machine right there.
Focus, child.
I'm sorry. He's an idol. Now, I guess Will Smith is like wrapped up with it.
Who isn't?
Well, and so that's what I said upstairs before we
And I
came
guess
down
he,
here. I was
like-
like, we'll save it. But
I guess he like sold him his son,
Oh yeah, a lot of them did that apparently.
and he doesn't remember anything. He was drugged for like 3 fucking days.
who Will Smith was?
His
No, son.
Oh, his son was.
Which son?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
I thought he.
How many
only had
kids does he
one.
have?
He's got 3. He's
Okay,
got
Willow.
one that
Jaden, I think, is the one.
I think it's Jaden. Jaden and Willow. Then he has an older one.
So the movie, the kid that was in movies,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
he
Jaden.
was the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Pursuit of Happiness.
I
He
guess,
oh yeah, that's true. He was in that one too. Wait, he sold his kid to Diddy?
Yeah, for like 3 days.
Well, there wasn't not Gemini Man. There was another one that Will Smith did with his son.
Oh, the one where he drops him off at the planet and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that's called. It's not a good movie.
Okay, I don't even know what
Do
you're talking
not
about.
watch the movie.
I won't.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why I never watched this. Why I'm not familiar with all. But
So yeah, there's like all kinds of people who are
like
mixed up in
Leonardo DiCaprio.
How's he
And
mixed?
he's on the run right now.
well, I was saying Leonardo's got himself in trouble for being with younger women.
Yeah.
But,
He's over.
allegedly, they've always been over 18, but
But is this
It's one allegedly he starts dating when they're like 20, 21, and then breaks up with them by the time they're 25.
yeah.
so is this a side effect of being diddled?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the
used and
abused becomes
Mm-hmm.
the abuser.
Do you want 2 others? The way that
Kind of
Michael Jackson.
He's over in Italy right now, and he's not coming back.
Michael Jackson's issue was more on a stunted youth by being forced to go
That
into
and there's a lot of reports of his father abusing not only Michael but all of them, which is why they say Michael never really grew up.
I mean, how old? Well, right. How old was Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5?
I think when they started, he was like
He was
7.
Yeah, he was super young.
I didn't even know he was that old, but okay.
Yeah, he was like 7 or 8
Yeah.
when
And he was like
they became popular, and then by the time the band broke up, he was like 16, 17. That's when he got in with Diana Ross.
Oh,
Who
okay.
made a song "Dirty Diana."
Yeah.
Wonder.
Well, okay.
New Diddy.
Hold on. Let's go back to Leonardo DiCaprio. The fuck? He's in Italy running. Why is he running away?
He just isn't coming back. He has no plans on coming back as of right now.
Because of all this shit with Diddy?
That's what they're speculating.
It's probably because he knows that if he's in the States, they're going to subpoena him for
Yeah.
the investigation.
Yeah.
Well, they can still subpoena him anyways, but that doesn't.
yeah.
I mean,
I was like,
we
does
can
it- is
extradite.
they can extradite him. Yeah, from
Yeah.
Italy.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Does Italy extradite?
I would. I would assume
Yeah.
we have an extradition treaty with Italy. I mean,
I
that's
am to Google.
Yeah, I guess he went over.
Could you guys
on
send over
vacation.
Leonardo DiCaprio real quick?
We need.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we got him right here.
yeah. I mean, unless he gets on one of his mega yachts and goes out
exactly.
into like international waters or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these are all speculations because
Well, who knows? Like who's
no one
implicated
actually
in that?
knows.
Well, they say LeBron James is implicated.
Yes.
There's a ton of people.
And we're talking about as victims. We're not talking about.
Didn't really.
We're not talking about them being
Linked with the crime.
linked with the crime. We're talking about them being victims.
Well, linked
right?
victims. I mean, I've heard victims of it, like Bieber, and then I've heard people linked more like LeBron, who are just like linked to like knowing and like didn't say like anything.
Oh, okay.
So they let
That's an interesting
diddler
situation,
diddle.
though, because that's just like Epstein, right?
Yeah.
Lots of people knew. Mm-hmm. Lots of people knew this stuff, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Did you ever watch that documentary on it?
on Epstein,
Yeah.
I've watched several documentaries, so I don't know which one. But so my point is do you? That's a tough one because like.
Well, I was.
You kind of want to mind your own business,
Yeah,
right? Like,
well, and you think you would. I forget
kinda
who
want to.
I forget who it was. I was watching an interview where someone was talking about being at a Diddy party, and they're like, "I opened the wrong door. I shut it, walked out, left."
I think I've
Never
seen that
talked
interview.
about it again.
I think I've seen that interview.
And I can't remember who
I
it
can't remember who
was.
it was either. Yeah, it was like it was a rapper or something. Like
Yep.
at the time, he was like an up and comer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gets invited, has a
Italy
good
does
time.
have extradition with us, by the way.
They do.
Since 1983.
Nice.
So, according to this website, Diddy welcomed droves of Hollywood's biggest stars to his mansions, including his ex-girlfriend, singer Jennifer Lopez, Titanic hero Leonardo DiCaprio, and Paris Hilton. According to Page Six, other celebrities who frequently visited Sean Diddy Combs' party were Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, Howard Stern, Kelly Osbourne, Aretha Franklin, Martha Stewart, Tommy Lee, Pamela Anderson, Regis Philbin, Vera Wang, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, and Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
All
But the
have been
thing
known
is-
to frequent his
His parties.
His
And I'm
parties
not
and-
giving a pass on the people, but that's kind of like Epstein and his island. There's tons of people that were on
Yes,
those
that-
flight logs, and not every one of them was involved in
yeah.
the
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
Those-
some of the
those
flight
are the-
logs were just him flying in to see that.
Right.
person.
I'm not saying that those people were involved with it. Right. And I don't know
But
about
if you're going
LeBron.
to
I don't know where
Diddy
his
party,
I don't either.
But let's just take LeBron for example. LeBron's knowledge of something that may or may not have been happening that he didn't take part in
or witness.
Yes.
or witness. I mean, what do you
No, you don't do anything about that.
I've heard stories.
that's what I'm saying.
right.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if you want to get involved in that. Do you
No.
want to dig into that? I wouldn't.
No.
No, I mean, but
Everyone just keeps showing the clip of LeBron and him on a Zoom together, and he's
Yeah, but I have a problem with that
and
because
I'll give Trump a pass. You know, there's pictures of him with Epstein. There's no proof that he did anything. With
no, and
those
I'm not saying
girls,
LeBron
but-
did. It's
Right.
just
and that's
everywhere.
That's kind of where I am with that.
And those
like,
are two fucking millionaires. You know, when you're famous like that, you
of course,
evolve yourself with those people.
Right.
Yeah, so being friends with someone, right? There are things that you might not know about someone who you call a friend, right? I don't know about this group. We're pretty open with each other for whatever reason.
For all we know,
won't
King has a
come out of
Prince
the
Henry.
closet, but I messed up. I messed up. Write that down.
Oh goddamn!
He doxed me, you fucker.
I did.
28.
I did.
17.
This is what
But,
happens when
hey, at least
Redbeard
I-
doesn't show up for weeks.
At least
at a
you
time.
caught it. I didn't catch it.
I
I was
caught
trying.
it.
I was trying to make fun of Vikings. So I thought you were saying that I messed. I was like, no, I said
No,
Viking.
it was me.
Yeah, he meant to say Florida Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
because Florida Man hasn't come out yet.
Yep.
That's true.
But just because he hasn't come out doesn't mean we don't know. We have the knowledge of that.
Yeah, that's
And,
true.
and like I said, for
pretty
all we
cozy.
know, Viking has a Jacob's ladder.
Ooh, damn.
I've often thought
it
about
hurt?
getting that.
No, I don't. However, I actually thought that it'd be
Which
kinda
one?
The Jacob's Ladder, not
There's
not
there's two.
You,
not
apparently.
Prince
you
Albert.
want me to
Prince
Google
Albert.
it?
Prince
Oh,
Albert's
okay.
the one that goes in and through. The Jacob's
Yeah.
Ladder is just the skin.
No.
Is it just? I don't.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
Prince
the
Albert's
skin.
just the tip.
And the inside.
Yeah, but
I did that on purpose.
you can get the ladder on your taint too.
Oh, like,
Yeah, you can. You can.
So-
Go all the way.
Like,
no, I always thought
under
it'd
your,
be.
I'm not gonna
How
give the
did we get to
description.
this?
I don't know.
Because we're all open with each other. It's like, yeah, for all we know.
No, I actually thought this would be kind
I
of
mean,
cool
you got
if
your
I was
nipples
willing to do
pierced,
it.
so
I know, it's not far out of the reach, and you're one of them ligamentous. So
and you got that thing in your nose in the center.
Well, that's what
It's called a septum, dude. Come
I did
on.
think that it
Everyone
would
has
be,
them now.
If I were to
people have
yours,
a septum, I mean, it's
God,
pierced.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
There's way too much going on.
just like the phone calls.
Wait, was he talking?
Yes.
Taking a ring like this and actually having it like, so it's ribbed.
What? What are
On
we
your
talking
dick?
If I would have done it, go get a ring that went all the way around so that when I was hard, it
It's a cock ring.
A built-in cock ring?
ribbed cock ring.
I mean, that's kind of the point of a Jacob's ladder, I guess. But
Then would you have like when you're in the mood, you have like the chains that go from the septum to the nips to the Jacob's ladder?
Oh my god.
I don't know why everybody has this obsession with like connecting a chain from my nose to my nipples.
because if you remember,
you can't move much.
that was like a thing.
Just
though.
imagine just go, what was that? Ow!
Yeah, instead of ropes, it's just chains connected to your piercings.
I mean, I have.
Yeah.
seen
I mean, just like the
people,
song says, whips and chains excite me.
Yes.
I've seen
That's
people-
what we're talking
Or are
about.
they a bar? The ones on the nips.
They're a ring.
They're
No, hold on.
They're
Just
rings?
stand up and press your chest out.
Why'd we see that?
Put your glasses
Because
on.
you
You.
asked.
No, I.
That is exactly why.
So are they bars?
He just proved it.
Oh,
Yeah,
reminds me of
Well, he
college.
didn't need to show us.
Well, you don't believe anything I tell you, so I had to show proof.
That reminds me of college.
That's fair.
That was enough. Now I'm traumatized.
fucking college. Me and my roommate are just walking back to our dorm, and we stopped in another buddy's room. There's a girl there who just got her tits pierced. She's like, "Hey guys, I just got my tits pierced." We're like, "Good for you." It's like, "Do you guys want to see them?" We're like,
Yeah.
sure." She just goes, just flashes.
Oh, I've
We're-
definitely done that.
We're like,
Yeah. Women do that a lot.
Fuck, those
I
are
don't know how many
nice.
People are like, hey, I just got my nipples pierced. You want to see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that even a question?
It's boobies.
Like you can just go around going, I got them done, and just like nobody would complain.
Just don't wear a fucking shirt. I don't care.
Yeah. Speaking of no shirts, for Disney World.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any truth to that?
I don't know. Look it up.
What's
too
going
much
on?
work.
what?
Supposedly,
Free the nips.
Disney is in a matter of equality and equity, saying that women do not have to wear shirts. They can free the nips.
Oh, I feel
In
like
their
that's
parks.
that's false.
You just missed it, man.
What?
Well, you were just at Disney.
I was, but I don't think I missed out on anything. I don't think that's happening. They
I'm gonna
have.
say a lot of the
They will
not
make-
a lot of. There's not a high percent of
So-
women that go there that actually want to see.
would want to do that.
No, and then there's. I've seen women
According
on.
to Snoops, Disney announced women can go topless inside Disney World.
I don't believe it at all.
Mousetrap News, women can now go topless inside Disney World.
What's mouse
MSN, fact check, Disney announce women can go topless? As mentioned.
Let's see.
I don't need a whole news story. I just want him to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Well, for the longest
apparently,
time-
apparently it's true.
They would
Yeah.
make you change your shirt if it was too revealing.
Okay, now
Yeah.
Snoops on X says no, women can't go topless.
Yeah,
Damn!
I
Guess I'm not
highly
going to
doubt
Disney.
that you can go topless to a kid's
Yeah.
park.
And that's really where it comes out.
People are saying that it's satanic.
Satanic.
They're all about the
Everything's
666.
satanic.
But the thing is,
Yeah, because
We-
free the nipples is satanic.
Oh yeah.
or inappropriate. I mean, it's just fatty tissue. I mean, we as a society
Boobs are
have
for babies, people.
we've
Get with the
over-sexualized-
times.
And grown men.
Okay, I'm just saying. Essentially,
Call me a
boobs
baby
are for
then, wrap me
babies.
up.
So if you have a problem with them, I don't get it.
Goo goo gaga.
Okay,
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
There is that.
Listen,
type
I'm
of
all for
king.
it. Listen, any ladies that are listening, if you want to free the nips, please go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
You good over there?
Fucking Florida man.
Goo goo gaga.
Now I unfortunately have the horrible image of him in a giant diaper.
Just him being swaddled with just him looking at him going, Mama.
We should get him a rattle and a big diaper.
It is Halloween season.
I want some milk. Okay.
And this is why we're called the Grossly Off Topic.
We started with Kevin Smith and Dogma, a religious movie. Now we're talking about Florida man being a baby.
Yeah. To be fair,
To be fair,
this was on the Diddy topic though. So
Oh, yeah.
what?
Get him some baby oil too while we're at it.
What? To be fair, oh, you don't
I'll
have
take
that.
some.
Yeah, I know.
I heard you know Diddy.
No, I don't know it. I don't know shit. I don't know what you're
You
talking
don't have a
about.
Connect for that Diddy oil?
I don't have a connect for shit.
Get some of that Diddy oil.
Wonder if
thank you.
I wonder
me
if,
up.
I wonder if the price of baby oil is going to come down now.
It
Now
should.
that he's not taking it all.
but hear what his prosecutor said, and during one of the
Hearings.
hearings, yeah,
What?
they said that Diddy bought it at Costco, and Costco came out with statements like, "We do not sell baby oil."
We talked about this on the last
Did we?
on the last podcast.
We do not.
We talked to him. We were like, yeah, they don't sell it because they gave it all to him.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking A. How's Costco not going to sell baby oil?
They
Apparently.
sell everything
Don't
else.
they have everything?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do.
they not have a baby
they're
aisle?
probably not selling it.
55-gallon drums.
Yeah.
We do not sell it like that. No.
Apparently, he had 1,000 bottles of 3-gallon of baby oil.
3 gallons? What
You
the
can buy
fuck?
baby oil by the 3 gallons.
Allegedly.
I don't even want to
That is
Google that
nuts.
one to
What the
fact check
fuck are you
it.
doing with that? Are you making a slip and slide?
Well,
it was at the end.
They needed things to be very lubricated,
Well, yeah, because he likes the butthole.
and that is not naturally lubricated.
No.
In case you were wondering,
It is not.
Florida man knows. He's
You know
just
this from
being weird about
experience?
it.
Yeah.
No, you know from experience.
Maybe he hasn't had the experience. He just wants to.
Well, I mean, I'm all for prostate simulation or stimulation. Simulation? Stimulation? Simulation? Stimulation. Sorry.
Also, yes.
Wait, you say you're all for it. Does
Yes.
that mean you've experienced it?
Yes, I have.
Experience milking the prostate.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't
Being
know
milked.
about. I don't know about what milking means.
Now he's starting to backtrack a little bit.
I'm a little.
So have you been pegged? Hold on.
Okay.
Have you been pegged?
No, I haven't done that.
Okay.
But you've had your prostate
While doing it.
You said stimulated.
Yes.
Stimulated.
I had this.
Milking it is what it's called. It's called milking the prostate.
Okay, I had this thing that like was this weird contraption, and you put it on, and then you would have sex or do whatever thing that you wanted. It's great.
Really?
Is it
It's
like
a different experience.
Does it go?
Um,
What mode do you use?
it was just like I don't know how to explain it. It's just crazy.
Well,
uses the pulse
I guess
one.
I'm so uninformed in this shit. So what you said it's a contraption. Mm-hmm. Like
A dildo, a butt
It's like a
plug.
plug.
It's like a butt plug.
it's like a plug.
Yeah.
Florida man, you seem awfully knowledgeable about this topic.
No. But I've seen them.
Oh, you've seen him?
Yeah.
You seen him disappear
Google!
too?
On his Amazon wish list.
Yeah.
It's great
On his
though.
Temu wish list.
I kind of think it's like doing a blue chew, except not doing a blue chew. If that makes any sense.
Well,
It's very like I've never been harder. It's very,
okay.
very,
Adam and Eve.
very like yes. Well, yeah, Adam and Eve. There you go.
so
I thought you liked Adam and Steve.
That's not like the one I had. I went for like I don't remember what it fucking looked like, but it was kind of like that.
that was more of a dildo.
Yeah,
with a cock ring, built-in cock ring.
Was it one of the smaller
it wrapped around like your whole shaft and balls and everything.
like that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of like that one. No, like kind of more like that one, but not exactly like that one.
like that.
All right, so Jesus.
That is a contraption.
There was a dilemma, like trying to use that for the first time.
How do you?
I can understand.
It was a very large dilemma, but
At what point do you
You
say?
stick your balls
At
through
what
one
point
and
do
then
you
your
say?
penis through
Hold
the
on,
other?
I've got to put this thing on.
well,
I mean,
when
you
you've
stop
been with,
everything.
well, it was like beforehand,
Okay.
and like I'd already been with this person forever, so we're
Yeah.
just spicing up, like
Yeah.
love time, whatever. So did that, put all that on, and then just like immediately ejaculated.
Oh, really?
Phrasing. But yeah, instantaneous. I was like, oh man, it's over already. Fuck.
But was it over?
I mean, I could have went again.
But
Okay.
okay. But wow,
Viking, are you
just
taking
like
notes?
that.
Are you taking notes?
For what?
For sticking stuff up your butthole.
On up the butthole.
I can't say.
So
I can't speak
for
that
what it's
very well.
worth, like that part's hard and like not great. not the greatest.
What? Wait, which part I lost?
All of it. It's just it was a process, but
Did you lube that up?
yeah, you definitely have to do that.
Okay.
Were you hard when you stuck your dick through, or were you soft
it
and then
was
got
a whole
hard?
thing.
He
I
said
can't
it was
even
a
remember.
process.
It was not easy to like set up, but you know, after all, like, it was
But
great.
once it was set up, it was up.
Yeah, it was most certainly up.
Interesting.
Did you scream?
I didn't scream. It was just like a yeah. It was just like is this gonna be
it's
worth
done.
it? And it was so.
For you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to each his own. I don't care.
That's one of those. You just stay in your corner over there.
I mean, for you, it was. For her, maybe not so much.
No, probably
You lasted
not.
what? 2
Yeah,
seconds.
it was very, very, very fast.
Interesting. I've never. I'm not opposed to it. I've just.
I mean, you wouldn't even have to get like that crazy of a thing. You could just get something
Yeah.
like prostate stimulating that's not. You don't stimulating. God damn.
I know. What's it like to simulate
You can get an Oculus Rift, and you can simulate all of this.
It shows. It's like a tutorial, right?
Yes.
Shows you how to put it on.
Get the fleshlight too, like one of those porn star fleshlights. The vibrating inside.
You could get a whole like machine apparently at this point.
I've heard about that. It's called the auto blow.
No, have you seen the one where it's like a fucking controller and it's like it's fucking wild. It's like, and then it has like a bunch of buttons on it.
He said it's like a fucking controller.
So you're playing with your joystick.
Yeah, it has like different
Maybe
modes.
that's why Diplomat like inflation simulators.
What
He's
was it?
taking
It was like the Thrustmaster 3000 or something like that.
We all thought that was just a power control. Maybe it was something else.
Yeah.
I mean, he played with it every night.
Masturbators.
Masturbators.
Well,
No, the auto,
masturbator controllers.
the auto blow is like a contraption that has like a fleshlight type thing on it that just
that's a
it
pump.
auto blows you or something. Fucking, I don't know.
While you're down there. Talking about blowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
There's no second page. Trying to find the one that I was talking about.
Checking your saved.
Go to your Amazon wish list.
Right.
I mean, we are dealing with Prime Day, so
Man, Amazon sells fucking everything.
Anal toys.
Yeah. I guarantee you those are on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
You-
Amazon sells everything.
he was a little too quick to agree to
he
that.
knew that right away.
Yeah.
I don't order it.
I'm gonna segue a little bit here. I heard Tesla stocks have started dropping.
Hold on, real quick. Amazon sells that shit. Have we ever delivered that shit?
Oh, for sure.
Probably.
You've delivered a stripper pole. You think you haven't delivered that shit?
It said what it was on the box.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt in my mind that at one point or another we
I think the other
a sex
union
toy to someone.
I think the other union steward was like, grab the package. Phrasing.
I was on a route next to him when he found that.
Yeah, and he just went. Then he just start like. That's a butt plug.
It was clearly a butt plug.
That was a butt
in the
plug.
package.
It wasn't even in a box.
No, it was
in
one of those.
bag?
One was in a bag.
Yeah.
It was one of those. He just grabbed it and just went.
No, I have delivered one of those gag.
Yeah, those are funny.
I've delivered one of those gag gifts before.
And it says like the dildo 4000 or
Well,
whatever.
it's like no, the one I delivered was slightly used, gentle, secondhand.
It's like a secondhand toy.
Yeah.
Those are hilarious though.
Oh Jesus! Oh, it has the phone attachment too.
Let me see.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my! Oh, you weren't kidding. It has like a controller.
It has the phone attachment.
And then
You have that.
Now the question is,
You have that. You knew
does it
exactly
sync up
what
with,
was going on.
POV?
Hey, hold on. So does that mean you splooge on your phone?
I don't know.
No, you splooge in the device.
Yeah.
Or is that just like a cross section,
Did
just to
you-
show what's
yeah.
inside?
Did you get
Yeah,
what I
that's
asked?
what I think it is.
Does it sync up with the video so that when you're watching a POV?
Well,
I'm
in
sure.
this, it syncs up.
On this one.
Oh, in that one, it's little anime girls.
And then if it's a
For
POV,
a small price of $368.
Oh, no. Holy shit.
so that means if
yourself
you're
one of
doing
them.
In the long run, that's cheaper than a prostitute.
It's reusable.
so if you're doing it like an anal POV,
He's so
so if you're doing like an anal POV, is it just tighter to get to stick your dick in?
He's going home buying.
You got to change the insert to the anal one, I guess.
We are off the fucking rails today.
I can't wait till you label.
It goes from, barely legal to roast beef settings.
Why would you say such a heinous thing?
Fucking meat curtains.
Some people
Then
just got
after
a
it's
big
been used,
clitoris,
it
man.
turns into clam chowder.
I'm going to apologize to our listener.
Sorry, Papa 31.
He's losing his mind right now. You know he's laughing. He's like, what the fuck are these kids talking about? God damn.
I wonder if my little sister will comment on this one.
Oh, I hope so. She's probably used a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Maybe. Right? Gotta have the experience, huh?
I mean, when she was a guy, she liked it both ways.
Now she
Doesn't mean she still can't.
True.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She still has a dong, right?
I think
Allegedly.
she still likes it both ways.
I think
That's a good
she's
question,
only been
too.
doing the hormone treatments. She hasn't gone
So she
full
is-
transition.
Is she at
What the
bottom? She's a bottom.
I don't talk to her about her
Power
sex life.
bottom?
She's a switch.
Oh, look at that thing.
God damn.
What is this?
It's a mannequin torso.
$300. Sick.
I feel like
Why
I feel like
keep
Florida
looking
Man
this
has
up?
something similar, but it was actually a living woman at one point.
That's a small woman then. You might have a chance there, Papa.
Huh. Interesting stuff on there.
You're spending some money tonight.
No.
You say no, but it's all right.
I'm saving for a new motorcycle.
That's true.
So you can have your prostate simulation on 2 wheels. Just buy one of those toys and just go.
I keep it out of high rev for a reason.
It's a safety seat. It helps you stay
Yeah.
on the bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly it.
You can get one for your passenger, too.
Why?
What? Why not?
Why ask why?
Some questions and good
Try
answers.
Bud Dry. I think that's what it was. Bud Dry.
I'm good.
What? No.
I'm sick. I don't want to give it to
Yeah,
you.
that's the only reason why.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Mine's at home.
Mine's at home.
Oh, so did any of you guys put any thought into that video that I had sent? Right, and it was a video. It said, if your friend was arrested, what would they have been arrested for?
Oh, that's so old. I forget.
Public indecency.
I don't think so.
Public indecency. I mean, anything's possible.
That or Viking for public indecency when he wears his kilt.
No.
I always wear boxers when I'm out in public.
No.
Allegedly. That's what he tells everyone.
Florida man's going to have something to do with fucking like fishing game or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get arrested by a fucking park ranger.
I fucking hate park rangers.
That doesn't help
Why?
the case.
Well, yeah.
Because
They don't let them kidnap alligators.
They're party poopers. See, exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No, fuck FWC.
What is that? Florida Wildlife
Yeah.
Conservation or something like that?
Yeah. They had to investigate
How many run-ins? I was going to say, how many run-ins have you had with them?
Quite a bit.
Because you fucking with the alligators?
No.
What? Why?
Well, fucking with alligators.
No. Yes.
Is that the only...
Papa Smurf, excessive speeding.
No, it's Florida, man.
Both of them, but
No. Yeah. Well, okay. I'll accept that. That's fine. If that's what you think I get, I'm cool with that. That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
but he'll get off because he knows the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will.
Especially with one of those contraptions. I probably would.
I got this. You can borrow it.
You trying to bribe me?
You want to have a good time?
So I actually just watched a video about that, and it was
By having a good time.
no,
No.
it was an officer. He said during his training. God damn it.
Goes to
He said his training officer said, don't ever fuck with guys on motorcycles. And he's like, well, I don't understand. And he goes, there's no point. And he goes, if you go to pull over a motorcycle and they don't want to pull over, they're gone. Mm-hmm. And you'll never catch up with them because they're on a motorcycle and you're in a car. There is nothing you can do.
We can lane split.
There's nothing you can do to catch up with a motorcycle that wants to get away. If they want to pull over, they'll pull over, but that's the only way that you're going to get a motorcycle. And he goes, I never understood what he actually said or what he actually meant until the first time I tried to pull a motorcycle over. He goes, that motorcycle was just gone. Yeah. And I had no clue where he went.
Yeah, because they'll start to pull over, so you start to go, and then they just take off.
Gone.
And
Shift down the second.
I mean, even on my bike that doesn't break any land speed records.
Yeah.
There's no way you're keeping up with me. You're just not. If I wanted to get away, which
0 to 60 in what?
Nothing.
3 seconds,
Nothing.
if that.
Yeah.
Well, and not to mention the maneuverability. You're weaving in and out of traffic. You can, the thing is you cannot run the radio. So.
Well, although that is true.
But that requires people being on scene.
And the radio also requires them to know where you are in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
Because.
Unless they put an airship up there.
Which, again, that is true. I don't know too many departments that have aircraft except for Ohio State Highway Patrol.
Isn't there an area on the main highway through our area? Isn't there an area that's patrolled by?
No.
But that's state highway.
Oh, okay.
And that sign's only there because if their plane is in the air, they have a helicopter too, but they do a lot of patrolling in the air. That's why the lines are drawn on the highways, because that's how you
There's markers
get their rate
there
of speed.
too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're on the highway.
When they redid it, I saw them. They had
Yeah,
markers.
that's how they get your rate of speed from the air, because it's so many seconds between, each line, and so that it's just a math equation at that, and then and they don't even have to do the math equation; it's on a piece of paper in front of them, and they can tell you how fast you're going. But that airplane not only has to be in the air, but it has to be there as well.
Right.
Even if they have their helicopter up, that's great. But the chances of that helicopter being there and available
Right.
all across the fucking state for them to be able to use that. That's pretty slim to none.
It makes sense.
I did see them one time on 80, right? Our turnpike. I wasn't on a motorcycle, but the motherfucking helicopter was literally just hovering. And it was hovering right after you come up over like a hill. So you can't fucking see them until you reach that hill. You reach that hill, you're fucked. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was so fucking low just sitting there watching. I was like, oh, Jesus. Scared
There's
shit out
another
of you.
ticket.
Yeah.
There's another
yeah,
ticket.
they're just... You know.
There's another ticket.
Okay, I'll take that. Speeding. I don't know if I get arrested for that, though. If I was going that fast...
Like you just said, you'll run.
Yeah, I don't. If I was going that fast, I mean that's fast. To get arrested for that, that's fucking fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know that I pull over
I
at
mean,
that
the only
point.
way you would actually be able to get a motorcycle for that would be like if they happen to catch it on the dash cam and could get track down your license.
Yeah, and even then, my license plate is displayed. There are definitely motorcycles up there that have their license plates tucked and everything. Even on mine, where it's displayed, to be able to read that fast, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Except, I mean, because his is an LGBTQ license plate.
Mm-hmm.
It says, I
I don't even know my license plate.
don't know. It's some
Yeah.
LGBTQIA plus. I don't know. It says something like
2.
that. Yeah, 2S plus. Yeah. I think it just spells the whole thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not out of the closet yet.
And they were like, plus is not a symbol we're allowed to put on a license plate. He's like, but I want it.
Give it to me.
And they said, okay.
He's Sharpie Gate.
Yeah. Phrasing. You say Sharpie Gate. Oh. Yeah.
Sharpie Gate.
Yeah. All his Sharpies just go fucking missing.
No, that was okay. So you guys are, Watergate. Well,
I know Watergate.
they add gate onto conspiracies and all that.
Yeah.
Sharpie Gate was it Hurricane Andrew that was supposed to go that Trump Sharpied the map.
Hurricane Andrew was in
90s.
I couldn't remember whatever hurricane it was.
That was a pretty devastating hurricane.
Yeah. That's
whatever
why
one it
Florida
was.
has
Whatever
monkeys.
one it was. Who knows?
where
I don't know what the
he
name was.
Sharpied over the map.
Yeah.
That was called Sharpie Gate.
Goddamn, everyone's got to fucking take a piss, huh? I guess, okay. I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah. Well, that's what people have referred it to as Sharpie Gate.
That's funny.
I heard a phrasing, so
Yes, I did call it for, I don't remember what I called it phrasing for. I don't know. Probably about getting some. Fair. What are you looking up?
I'm looking at my fantasy team.
Oh, how you doing?
Not great. I was out this morning with my children and my fantasy app wouldn't load and I needed to make substitutions.
Oh,
and
no.
wasn't able to, so,
oh no.
yeah, I'm not happy about it because I could be winning.
Do you have Christian McCaffrey?
No.
Oh, that's good.
I never pick him up because it's not worth it.
Doesn't work out in the long run.
ETN got me negative 0.1.
Sweet.
Thanks for that one. Najee Harris has gotten me 3 points so far, so thanks, Najee, for the 3 points.
You got
Chris Godwin got me 35.5 points, though.
Well, all right.
Marvin Harrison Jr. got hurt, and he got me 0 points.
Yep.
No. Fuck.
So that pisses me off. What am I looking at, like, on this one? I'm getting crushed. So that sucks.
Yeah. That's
My
fine.
other one, there's still hope. But that one, not so much.
Yeah, it's too bad Toucans couldn't come. I wonder how he's doing.
I wonder if they brought him in or something.
Oh, and the Buckeyes lost last night, so
Oh, they did.
by a point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Will Howard makes me so fucking infuriated.
That was so dumb.
I have never been dumbfounded like that at the end of the game. And
Fucking-
I was just,
last play of the game and you slide to try to call the timeout and you're like
the time was already out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
already
know.
slid.
I
I'm
know.
like, me and my stepdad are like, what the fuck are you doing?
that's literally the only part of the game I watched was like their final drive. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
I was at a restaurant. Oddly enough, it was so it was like a sushi restaurant, but not like a fancy one, right? So we were just in there, and I was eating dinner, and they had TVs on, and I'm like, oh, sweet, fucking TVs, because I knew the Buckeyes game was gone. I just wanted to watch it, right? I'm a Notre Dame fan, but I still love to watch football. So we sit down. My girlfriend goes, oh, you want to sit over there so you can watch TV? I'm like, fuck yes. So I sit down, and I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, sweet. And I look up at the TV. It's fucking HD TV. And I'm like, what kind of fucking backwards ass shit is this? And then so I looked at some of their other TVs, and none of them are playing anything. Like, no wonder nobody's in here. But
See, I don't know. If I went to a restaurant and they had something like that, I'm like, finally, something I can watch while I'm eating.
well, yeah, I mean, it was good food and everything. So I just turned it on my phone. I was watching it on my phone, but I was like, how the fuck are you not gonna have? I mean,
It don't make no sense, but whatever.
I don't know. If you're gonna have a TV on, you should probably be playing at least some sports, right? HGTV with no volume. HGTV with no volume.
Yeah,
Tiny
kinda
house
pointless.
living.
What?
Tiny house living on there.
I don't know what it was. But no, it wasn't that show, because that show's kind of fun.
I know.
That tiny house living.
It comes up on my TV all the time. You okay, Pookie?
Have you ever seen that show?
Tiny House Living?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Oh, you're actually kind of missing out. It's fun.
Okay.
Whatever.
It's like people that live in a house smaller than like that part of your basement.
Yeah.
Neat.
I've seen people take those like Home Depot sheds, garden sheds, and turn it into a house.
Well, he's got someone living in a school bus
Oh yeah.
on your route.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a short bus, not even a school bus.
Oh, so they're definitely retarded.
I actually had a friend who bought a short bus and turned it into like a camper.
Yeah, but this doesn't look good.
No, it's a shitty paint job.
Yeah, and like the windows are like painted black.
Yeah.
And like, I saw them the other day. They were out and they were working on something on the top. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they're
what the
always
fuck are you
working
doing?
on it.
Listen, that sounds like a Diddy bus.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see in.
Probably.
And they're on this like plot of land that actually used to have a house on it. There used to be a house there. And so I'm wondering, like, who do you belong to? Because if I was one of those neighbors, like, we ain't dealing with that shit. Take your fucking school bus and drive it somewhere else.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's the people that live right next door to it either.
Yeah, which that would piss me off.
Yeah.
They have kids too.
Oh, do that.
Like, that's kind of creepy. You're just
chilling in the school bus.
Yeah, it's weird.
it's not like they're on the street. They're not parked on the street. They're parked in this fucking vacant lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think so.
Then they have like an old Honda CRV.
I mean, I get it, but it could be a work in progress. I mean, it could eventually look cool.
Maybe. I've never seen the bus
Probably
move.
not.
They have a car too that
they
has
drive
all
the-
their luggage on it.
So it sounds like what they're doing is using that as like a like a trailer home.
Yeah, it is. It's got an AC unit on the outside. It's got a propane tank. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna use it as like a trailer park or not a trailer park, but a trailer home.
Trailer park.
you need to
boys.
take it to a trailer park. Not an RV, like like a place where you can have those.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in general public. I don't know.
It's an eyesore.
It very much is, and I can't believe the neighbors are dealing with that. Especially the neighbors
they
across the
probably
street.
have called about it, but there's probably they've got they bought the land and that's just
Well,
what they're
I guess
moving on
that's
for now.
true. I mean,
there's
if
not
they-
much you can do about it.
Yeah, if they bought the land, then it's theirs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you cold?
Yeah.
You look like fucking Kenny over there.
Fuck you, Kenny.
My kid was watching clips of South Park on YouTube this morning.
I fucking love South Park. I don't even care. I don't watch it anymore. Like, I used to watch it religiously. I don't watch it anymore, but like if it's on, like I'll watch it for a couple minutes. I don't know. I love it. Small clips would probably be even better.
Yeah. Well, they laughed because there was a scene where they're like, kick the baby. And
All right. I time to play Kick the Baby.
Kick the baby.
yeah. Why? I'm watching Iron Claw on my laptop and kind of not really paying attention. I heard that. I'm like, no, don't kick the baby. And they start laughing.
So you're watching a movie on a laptop as your child is using the TV.
Yeah.
Huh. That's backwards.
Are you using your headphones while you're watching?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame them on that.
No, I came home from giving plasma. They were watching TV. It was,
Tell the
she
little
had,
one.
She had her friend over, and they were watching TV. I don't care when they're
Doing it
watching
wrong.
it. No,
Yeah, like if I come home
that's
and like
the
my
main
daughter,
TV in the house. If she
Yeah.
had her own TV in her room, it'd be a different story. It's like, hey, I want the TV. Go you watch in your room, but that's
Yeah.
the main TV for the house.
even then, I mean, what are we doing most of the time anyways? We're scrolling, you know, videos on our phone and whatever. If I come home, my daughter's playing on the Xbox or whatever. She'll ask me, she'll be like, do you want the TV? I'm like, no, I'm gonna fucking watch Instagram Reels anyways. What do I care?
So
I started watching Outer Bank, the new season.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, so far, but it's only fucking 5 episodes.
Are they releasing like one a week now after that or something?
Yeah, I guess.
Or is it only 5 episodes?
It's only 5. I mean, there's more to the story, but I don't know.
Is this season only 5? You ever watch
Yeah.
that show?
Outer Banks. I think you guys
was
told me I
pretty
need
good.
to watch it, but I haven't got into
It
it
was
yet.
pretty good. The first season especially
Yeah.
was really good.
I've been one we've been watching as me and the wife have been watching is Penny Dreadful.
What the fuck is that?
I watched that a while ago.
Yeah,
I can't remember
I tried
most
to
of
start
it, though.
watching that, and I couldn't really get into it. Do I need to give it some time?
It was a little slow at the beginning, but it's starting to pick up pace. There's some interesting stuff going on.
Is it a thriller or is it like horror?
It's like both.
Yeah, it's both. In a broad spectrum, you ever seen The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah,
It's basically that.
that was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a really good
But,
movie.
you know, it's got Dorian Gray, it's got Frankenstein, it's got, you know, or Frankenstein's monster. But
Yeah.
it's got the Wolfman. So,
Okay.
you know, basically it's just all these things going on. There's vampires.
What is that on? Is it on Max?
It's on Paramount.
Paramount. Oh, is it a Showtime show?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But it's got Ava Green in it.
Okay.
She's fucking hot.
I just started watching a fucking romantic comedy. It's on Netflix. Nobody Wants This.
I
Right?
think my wife was
Kristen
watching it.
Bell. Kristen Bell's in it.
Yeah,
so
my
I was
wife
like,
was,
okay.
That was where she wasn't sure if she wanted to become a Jew.
Well, okay. So
I didn't watch all of it. I just remember there was parts of it where like the guy was a
The guy's a
Jew,
rabbi.
he was Jewish.
She
and
meets
he
this
was
guy.
He wasn't a rabbi. Was he a rabbi?
he's a rabbi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. And she didn't believe him. He's like, no, I'm a rabbi. She's like, okay, whatever. Because it doesn't seem like it. You know, it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like this
It's not,
religious
he's not,
figure.
yeah, he's not Hasidic Jew, so he doesn't have the curls and all
no.
that. Yeah.
But for a romantic comedy, like, even I'm like, this is fucking good.
Yeah,
It's fucking hilarious.
My wife started watching it, and I was, you know, scrolling on my phone. I'm like, okay.
It's funny.
You know, kind of listening in the background. I wasn't paying 100%, but the bits I saw were kind of funny.
It's funny. What are you doing?
Nothing.
You're looking up sex toys, aren't you?
No.
What the... Wait, stop dressing like Star Wars characters. Why? Oh. Hold up.
Yes, Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, while I enjoy it, I'm not doing it while we're doing a podcast. Do you have anything to bring to the table?
He just sat his phone on it.
Very good. Okay. I don't know.
I mean, obviously he's not too excited about it because we didn't hear anything hit the table from underneath.
That's true.
I'm not like Toucans. Brush the wind doesn't. He doesn't say hello, sailor.
Hello, sailor.
Yeah, I mean, work has been work. Sorry that everybody's getting nothing but political flyers and Amazon packages.
I don't know, I've been beat. It's been beating me up.
I know.
It's been bad.
No less than 3 sets of political flyers.
Yeah.
3 different sets
I mean,
of
yesterday
political flyers.
All
was the
saying
And that
lightest
sneaky
day I
one in your
had.
loose flats.
And all saying
Saying that
absolutely
sneaky
nothing.
bundle in your loose flats.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a totally different zone.
Every person I hand those to, they're like, oh my God, take it back. I'm like, I can't. I'm not allowed. I said, you can
Yeah.
burn it though.
I got a stack like this at my house.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I've only gotten like 2.
No.
I've gotten a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just throw them away.
Yeah, that's all I do too. I don't even look to see who's on. I don't give a shit.
No, because it's stuff I already delivered, so I already know who's on it.
that's true too. I guess that's true too.
So I live in the same city we deliver, so
Yeah.
I just throw it away.
Yeah, it's always funny when we have our sets that we deliver because I don't live in the same city that we deliver in.
Right.
And I can always I'm like, oh god damn it. And I come home and it's the same shit I've been delivering all day. But sometimes when you get that like what we classify as junk mail, right? Mm-hmm. You're delivering it all day and you're like, what the fuck is this? Mm-hmm. You know, and then you get home and you're like, what the fuck is this? You rip it open just to see it's fucking DirecTV or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's about it for me. I always wonder sometimes. And it is always those DirecTV ones. I didn't know what those were at first. Helicopter.
I don't care anymore. I already voted, so I'm done.
How'd you already vote?
Mail-in.
Early voting.
Well, you can go down to the...
Yeah.
You do it on a machine.
Yeah, I went into the Board of Elections and voted.
Yeah.
Nah, I do it on election day.
I mean, I do too, but...
Just kind of wake up earlier, go after work.
That's
I
the
usually just
reason
go
why
after.
I just go at some point during early, because I go on my day off and...
Nah, that's too
Yeah.
much work.
Mine's literally right around the corner from my
Yeah, I
house.
would say it's not really. I was already up and out going to get plasma. On the way home, I stopped at the Board of Elections.
Well, I live in a different county.
No,
so-
I get that.
Yeah, for you it's a little different.
Yeah, for me, it was just, literally was on the way home from giving plasma. So I'm like, might as well just get it done.
I mean, your Board of Elections is probably like 40 minutes from your house.
Youngstown.
Yeah. Way to be.
Well, you don't really, on voting day, you don't go necessarily to your Board of Elections. You just go to your designated
No,
voting.
but if you wanted to do it early
Yeah.
and
then you
go
have
to the Board of Elections, he's
'Cause I did
he's
do
got a
it.
hell of a drive just to
Yeah.
get to there.
yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah. Just to get to
and
there.
For that, it
Yeah.
makes sense because, you're going to wait for your polling
Yeah.
place to, pop up. But
Yeah, my
know.
polling place is, it's like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah, I could walk to mine in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so.
But yeah, like I said, it's just convenient for me to just go to the Board of Elections. And
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, that is coming up
I was
soon.
a little worried though. Fortunately they accepted my temporary motorcycle permit, which is still valid, because I hadn't received my new driver's license yet.
They wouldn't accept the paper?
They scan it, and I was worried that if I was keeping both, so one was still technically a valid ID. I had the paper in my truck.
Yeah.
But technically, my driver's license, the card was expired. But
Yeah,
my
because you have to have the card and that paper.
Yeah, but my temps were still good. So
And it's scanned.
and that scanned.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But my new license did show up, and it's got the endorsement on it, so I am now good.
Legal
to ride motorcycles.
Lame.
At least next time he sees a deer, he won't get a ticket.
I won't get a $400 fine for riding without a license.
I don't know. Is that how much it was?
It was $400.
Like, court costs. and
Oh,
fines?
yeah, because you didn't even have a permit.
No, he didn't have any.
I forgot about that.
Didn't it expire like that day or the next day?
No, like a year ago.
years.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
Or whatever it was, yeah.
Just never re-upped it.
It was one of those things where I'm like, you know what? What are the odds I'm going to get pulled over? I don't speed on my bike. I don't ride reckless.
You did that day.
Accidents happen, yes.
Reckless.
But
Oh, yes.
yeah, no, I don't have to worry about it.
No, that is. Yeah, you said, oh, I took the highway here today and I didn't have to worry about getting pulled over. I took the highway here today. I took two
I'm just
highways
glad
here
that
today.
cop was cool, though, and
took
didn't
the
impound my
highway,
bike. That would have sucked.
Well, that's why we were pretty Johnny on the spot. We knew you didn't have your temps and everything at that point. But we were pretty Johnny on the spot. We were like, can we take his bike? And he was like,
He didn't even check for,
he was like,
for IDs or
no, he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He was
He was
like,
like,
just get the fucking bike out of the road.
Where do you guys live? It's like, I live like right around the corner.
Yeah.
Just
I live
block-
an hour that way.
right around the corner, block down that way. We can push it.
Oddly enough, knowing that he didn't have his temps or an endorsement, I showed up on a motorcycle and he didn't ask me a question.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the tags are still valid on my bike, so that's. I mean, I probably would have gotten more trouble if the tags were expired.
Well, usually when a sport bike rolls up, they probably don't have a license or something.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But he didn't ask. He didn't
But yeah,
give a
that
shit.
cop was actually really apologetic. He's like, man, I don't want to have to do this, you know, because I can tell you weren't fucking around. It was just
It was just an accident.
He's like,
it was a single car.
But the law is the law, and
single vehicle.
you know, I ran your license, and you haven't had temps in like 2 years. I'm like, yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm like,
He probably would have gave you a break if it just expired.
Oh yeah.
Probably. But then you got to deal with, you got your temps just
was
expired. It was dark.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird because we were doing it around the same time last year, weren't we? Or were you running
we
later?
did that episode late.
Yeah,
Did
we
we?
were doing it
Yeah,
later.
because
Okay.
I had time to go home and change.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because that's why we did it later, because
He had to work that day.
CCA bitch over there.
No, I wasn't a CCA.
Then why'd you have to work?
Huh?
Then why'd you have to work?
What do you mean?
We have done this podcast on a Sunday since we started.
He had overtime. And
No,
I've been a regular for over a year and a half.
I understand that.
This happened last year.
Yeah. Right. I didn't have overtime.
This was a Sunday.
This was a
Right, it was
fucking
one
yeah,
Sunday.
this was a Sunday, and you had off the following day
I don't know why.
because
we
it was
did
your birthday. You just happened to have off the day of your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember why.
Because I remember you said "Happy birthday" to me. I spent the day in the hospital.
Yep. I was being waited on hand and foot and lots of drugs.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
why we
Well,
did
on
it
my
late.
birthday, I got the drugs.
Happy birthday! You got to go high.
Yeah, but you only got the pussy shit.
Yeah, no shit. I
Yeah, you didn't get the
good stuff.
ketamine.
You know, it could have been one of those things. I could have had softball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't-
That or the diplomat had something.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was-
because if I don't know why I would have shown up on my motorcycle. Other, I don't know.
I think it may have been a diplomat thing that time.
Yeah, who knows?
R.I.P. diplomat.
Hold on, I'll find it.
Fuck you, and fuck you.
No, I don't know. I don't have nothing.
Yeah.
I got something.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the thing I told you about this morning.
Oh,
when you
what
got
the
here.
fuck is? Why are you waiting so long?
Because you just happened to say, because you just happened to say, all right, anybody got anything? And I was pulling up the video just so I knew what I was going to talk about. And then you,
roll that beautiful bean footage.
so this
Flip the
relates,
bean.
this relates to you, Viking.
Okay.
You are sent back 1,000 years in the past.
Well, he lived it.
Exactly.
so-
You're sent back 1,000 years in the past, and you are immortal. Your plan is to get to your birthday this year. So that's you have to be immortal. You get to be immortal for that long. Your incentive of getting there is $100 million or $1 billion, a large sum of money. But people, the point is you have to be as long as you can without someone being suspicious that you are immortal. People have
What kind of immortal are you?
Well, you listen. You're living for 1,000 years. You're
Yes.
going back in time.
Can
1,000
someone
years.
kill me?
Yeah, but
Am I
just
that
1,000
immortal?
years?
Can I be stabbed and just pull shit out and I'm still alive?
Ooh, that's a really good.
Because
question.
Like the
1,000
guard?
years, you're gonna live through some shit.
right.
Is it like the guard?
Can I get shot and still live? Am I that immortal?
Well, hold on. There's more stipulations.
So you are sent back 1,000 years to the nearest human settlement from where we are. So that there's another caveat. The nearest human settlement is Native Americans.
Yeah, well, I say that would have been Native Americans.
So you have to live as long as you can without someone.
see his complexion?
All of our complexions.
Yeah, we're all
So-
fucked.
So you have to live to present day. Fuck, can't talk. Live to present day without someone knowing 100% that you are immortal. They can be suspicious, but they can't know 100%.
Just hop around. From
So
tribe
I will
to
give
tribe.
you, Redbeard, that if you get shot, you get stabbed, you do still live. However, the more that happens, the more likely people are to be suspicious of you.
So I'm gonna be like Wolverine.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it depends. Is it Wolverine like quick healing, or is it like you
You-
always survive the damage?
You will
and
always survive
heal
the damage.
Natural healing. Okay.
Yes. It may, if you get shot, it may take you a month or two, however long to heal, but you will always be healed.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can live outside of a civilization for only 5 years per century. That makes sense.
So
So
I
if
can
you
live on my own for 5 years out in the middle of nowhere.
For 5 years.
And that
out of 90,
includes-
out of 100.
And that includes travel.
Is it like the old guard? Like,
Yeah, it'd be real hard to do that
Immortality.
solo.
What do you mean solo? Like by yourself, being the only immortal?
Yeah. But I mean,
And here's the thing.
does it only last 1,000 years?
You can...
Or can you re-up it?
So if you're caught, however old you are now, you will live out the rest of your time when you are caught. So we're 27, we'll live to whatever at that time, 67,
A normal
77.
age.
A normal age for that time. And to if we're 100% found out,
but if you make it to the 1,000 years,
Which?
you
you just get a large sum of money. And you can also choose to keep the memories you made or discard them. You also can influence history. Of course,
Ooh,
it's
that would
also
be
your
fun.
present day. When you're going through, it would be your present day.
So
but
basically, you're going to go back to a different timeline because what we would know now, especially if I can influence time.
you can also
would-
potentially influence the events leading to your own birth.
Now, can I cash in that money for more time? Because
I don't think 1,000 years is far enough back.
Well, we also got to think, what civilizations are we dealing with now, 1,000 years from where we are?
so. That's 980.
1024.
I mean, yeah, you have to wait all the way up until the end of the 1400s.
Right.
Before
Columbus
even...
I wanted to
Before
see
Columbus,
dinosaurs.
before Columbus lands in the Caribbean, the first settlement wasn't until 1585 with St. Augustine.
Right.
First English settlement wasn't until 1607 with Jamestown.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was
Obviously,
there are evidences like Nova Scotia with the Vikings.
with the
but-
Vikings. Okay, so
So,
that
but you have to travel to there
Yeah.
to
Right.
get there
That's
because
the hardest part is, I mean, fortunately, we're not that far from Nova Scotia.
but it also
do you...
What about the Ohio snake?
Hold on. What?
The Native
ignore
American.
him. Ignore him. What was your?
Do you go back with the knowledge you have right now?
I will say yes.
Okay, so you're really going to influence time
Yes.
a lot because
Can
you
we
have
bring stuff?
you have modern day
10
shit.
and 1040, you're basically just going to be trying to not die.
Well, obviously
being
you're
an
more.
outsider.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
So you have to.
my complexion.
The
but-
hardest part, I say, in the first 600-700 years is to try and prove that you're not immortal. Obviously, let's just for sake of argument say we go back 1,000 years, Native American camp. Let's just say that you can blend in fine, not including the immortal part. So you still have to prove that you're not immortal.
I mean, that
They're not gonna question if there's a white man just living among them. So we're just gonna make that assumption.
Okay.
I mean,
Make that
obviously,
easy.
especially for especially my age, every 5 to 6 years, I'd have to travel because, you're talking 1040 or 1020.
Right.
People weren't living to their 40s.
Right.
So,
I'll say,
that's true too.
yeah.
I mean, for
So
you guys, it would be a little easier to pass, but
I think it will be definitely difficult the first 600-ish, 700 years until there's some serious settlements starting to.
Or you could jump to a different settlement
You can
and go
serious
somewhere
settlements
else.
spawning on the East Coast.
but yeah, I mean,
Because then you can just either jump from one, or once the settlement's big enough, you can just hide in different corners.
yeah, I mean, like I said, you would definitely need to be traveling between the tribes and, villages,
You can only live as a hermit, including traveling 5 years for every century.
Right.
So you got to think about that.
You'd almost have to start. God, that's a tough
But
one.
basically, if every year, I spend a year with, or a couple years with a tribe, and then take my knowledge and basically keep going.
Go to the next tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. And just keep
You'd have
doing
to.
that.
Would you work your way down into Mexico?
Yeah, I would.
The
Aztecs?
Yes, and that's why I was going to say like the Aztecs, the Mayans, these people who, yes, their civilization has collapsed, but
at the time, their civilization was thriving.
right,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
their
saying.
cities had millions of fucking people.
Yeah, so as opposed to trying to stick it out here in the U.S.,
Yeah.
I think I would probably
It'd be a
start
lot
traveling
easier
south.
if we did this if we were in Europe and
Yeah,
when
I was
this
about to say,
happened.
I would quickly try to get to Europe.
Yeah, how the fuck are you gonna do that?
Right, and I think that's probably a lot of the problem because
It's almost
you're
one of
not
the-
going to have a boat.
It's almost one of those because I think it was like 1060s, 1070s is when the Vikings discovered Nova Scotia and
Yeah.
what they call like Vinland or whatever. So you have to spend the next, at this point, 40, 50 years to get up there.
I would,
and then
I would
try and convince
definitely
yourself to go back.
get to a major body of water, one of the rivers,
Yeah.
and learn how to be on the water, learn how to make a boat, all that. I know navigation, I know all that stuff. I know enough about currents that I could get over to the Vikings or, the Europeans.
But you have to do that with a civilization because you can't afford to waste that time.
Well, that's what I was saying. I
doing
would
that.
spend time in those villages learning those skills of, and teaching them some stuff too as I travel, working my way towards getting up to like Nova Scotia and where I could get into more nomadic country who are,
and the
then-
travel's gonna be hard because
Very.
Right, and then you
No
can
roads.
convince Vikings to send you back.
yeah.
Right.
To like Europe.
To Europe.
Ultimately, getting to Europe would probably be
would be your
best.
best bet. Yeah.
Right.
And then you can just keep going down
because
Europe.
then I've got all the stuff that's going on with Europeans during that
Absolutely.
time, and
Lots of-
the
lots of
Romans, the Romans
civilization.
and Greeks, and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
lots of civilization.
Yeah, so where I could be a traveling merchant, and
Yeah.
you're not going to see, and even if it's 5-10 years between me seeing the same, somebody in the same city again, they're not going to go, oh, well, you haven't aged a day. Oh no, that was my dad.
What if I was gonna say, would it
just
be better
shave
to,
your beard. Or
would it be
something?
better to go off the West Coast into Asia?
No.
I understand where you're coming from. The problem is it would take a lot longer to get there because you got to think you got to go travel to California and then travel to Hawaii and then island hop all the way to Asia.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time. But what I'm saying is you still have the civilizations that are here. Make your way into Mexico. You still have those civilizations. You could build your boat. You could, hell, you could fucking hire a crew of people. Who fucking cares?
Right.
Or,
The Mexicans are hard workers.
Well, and I'll be honest, if you're heading that way towards Mexico,
that's very true.
you could
Yeah.
head out.
No one
towards the
questions their
California
pyramids.
area.
Nope.
We know the gold that's in California.
Oh, you could strike it rich.
Well, not so much strike it
Are we
rich.
assuming that gold had the same value then?
It'd be
If you
its
look at
current.
Mayan cultures and stuff like that, yes.
They
It'd be
Yes.
its
Okay.
current value.
Well,
Not like today current, but at that time's value.
But gold was
Yeah.
always a valuable resource
Yes.
all through antiquities.
Okay.
So knowing that there's gold in California, if I can get out there and get a decent amount, I could get to Mexico. And like you said, I could buy.
People.
A pyramid.
It was legal back then, but it's hard. You can't look at it in the same way. But yes, I could hire people to
Yeah.
build me a boat,
Right.
and I could get inside with-
Hired.
And get a crew and things like that.
Right.
You could not sail the ocean by yourself.
No.
You
No.
just
No.
couldn't do
No.
it.
No,
Not by
But
yourself.
I mean, I could be one of the first people to do it, which would influence history because I'm a forward thinker. From
You would
We need
the
this
things
boat
we
to
know
be-
the things we know about just the stars, right?
right.
They didn't know that shit back then. So yeah, your navigation alone is invaluable.
Yeah,
Would you make a compass?
probably because I don't know how to navigate by stars, but I do know north, south, east, west.
Right.
So yeah, I would definitely, and I know the technology to make a compass. It's not that hard to make.
Follow the drinking gourd.
But no, I think it would definitely be a challenge, like you said, definitely for the first 500-600 years.
Yeah, it would be tough.
I'd say that's if you decide to stay in the Americas for the first 500-600 years.
But what
that's
else are you
best-
going to be able to do?
Yeah.
That's your best bet.
You go out west and all that buffalo out there, you would be
Right,
I
but
think
you
you're-
have to be in a civilization. Like, I
you
could
could-
probably pull off being a nomad. Okay.
Well, you don't know how many civilizations were here. So
Right.
You'd walk around. I think your best bet would be solidifying yourself here in the States for 500 years. Really good while you bounce around between civilizations. Create a stronghold for those 5 years you can spend every 100 years. Get your own like secret society set up for when the settlers come, and kind of be really rooted here to give yourself an easy out to make it the full 1,000 years.
A thousand years, there was a settlement or like a Indian tribe,
Native
Americans. I know. They had a city on the Mississippi, and it held like millions of people.
Oh, see now, if you can get into a civilization like that, that big,
Yeah.
you could easily
I say even
That's
live.
around that time.
I say
1,000 years
even
ago.
close to 100,000. There's enough people there where you can
move around.
hide away in a
Yeah.
corner and just kind of like just stay on the outskirts the whole time.
Yeah.
For me though, like I'm going back. I'm a ginger. I'm
but
the only ginger walking around. I do like
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he already said like you're not
body
out of
paint.
place.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just gonna assume that you are like you
would
going
look
back. You're not out of
native
place.
to them.
They
You look
won't.
like
They
you're
won't
there.
question why there's a white ginger in a group
Okay.
of people that look like them. They're not going to question that just for ease.
Ultimately, is this question that you posed originally? Is this how would you do it, or could you do it?
I think a little bit of both. Like what's your strategy, and do you think it's possible?
Yeah, yeah. I
think there's definitely two ways to go about it. Viking, either trying to get to places we already know were established in Nova Scotia or Greenland, wherever, and then take that to Europe, or what Florida Man said, and if that is true, that there is a civilization there with a million people in a
the
city.
main key is going to be, especially because you only spend 5 years solo.
Yeah.
You have to find a decent civilization.
Yeah.
I mean, the smartest thing to do would be traveling merchant, like I said, because if you're traveling between the tribes and stuff like that, no one's going to question that because, I mean, you're not going to see the person all the time. You might never interact with the same person again.
Right.
So
Especially if it's a big enough city, you can argue that
it's my brother, it's my kid, or there was my dad. There's ways that you can.
There's a family of us that are traveling merchants, and we just bounce around all the nearby settlements. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a way to hide in plain sight for a while.
Right.
But
the question is that enough to last until, if you decided to stay in the Americas, is that enough to last till the prominent English settlements?
I
don't know enough about our Native Americans because, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the history was lost.
And never really written down.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the American Indians to really say
Natives.
To really say how big their civilizations were or all that. So going off of just what I know about recorded
That's
history
from like about
from
1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago.
Yeah, see,
being
that's
over
what I'm
in the
saying.
European nations would be easier only because I already know what's over there. So I think my first 50, 60 years would be trying to figure out how to get the fuck over there.
Yeah.
so what is this?
They're old cities from like 1,000 years ago.
And are the darker colors like civilization, like population?
That
So
would be
there's
zones.
cities. There's cities that are the dots that are already on there that they knew were established.
Right.
And then the different colors is like their sphere of influence, kind
like
of.
their territory, their
Those
area.
pretty big areas.
Yeah.
It's like all.
And some of those cities are relatively close together. It may take you a month or two to get in between.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Some of them have like 10 to 20,000 people in it.
Yeah, that,
So if you're
and that
traveling with a
hundreds of
caravan, would that
thousands.
be considered being on your own? Or
no, because
okay, so
you're with a group of people.
okay, so, as
Yeah,
long,
so
if you
you're-
were to
you're
establish
talking-
a caravan company,
Yeah, we're talking true hermit.
okay,
Yeah,
So
Like
you
out
can't
in the
find
woods by
love.
yourself.
out
Okay,
in the woods by yourself,
but-
and that's also including traveling from city to city, whatever. Because if you're traveling alone, but if you're like if all five of us went back, we're traveling together, we'll still technically count this as alone. Even
Well,
the
yeah.
five of us,
Yeah.
because we're
you
all
would have
going
to be a
back.
part of an established caravan of
Exactly.
like,
That would-
20, 30, 40 people.
That
Yeah.
would be fine because you're not alone. Air quotes.
Okay. I think it would be way easier if we all went back together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we can all pull
we
our
all have
knowledge,
Yeah.
pull our resources,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pull our manpower
I think
or women power.
I think but I guess you didn't mention that in the first place. We're talking initially you're talking by yourself.
The original question was by yourself, but I think it would be a lot easier if it was the five of us.
So
who went
looking
back.
at-
or six if we were to involve toucans.
Yeah, so looking at that established map that he had, that he had brought up, I would have to say staying in the Americas, even the United States area.
Right.
I know it wasn't the United States then, but the area, I think that would be the way to go. You'd almost have to until those trade routes got established, back and forth across the ocean.
Well, that's the thing is we know enough about that. If we're able to, we could be the ones that establish the trade.
You're
routes.
right. You're right. As long as we could.
We could write the Constitution, man.
We could. We could find the Dutch East India Trading Company.
Yeah, but well, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Right in the Constitution, I think that's actually pretty small thinking. We're talking
No,
about.
I'm just saying we could do a lot. You could do a lot of
But
shit.
if we're talking about,
But if you can get to Europe, that is so much better for you. I
yes,
think.
at least till like the 1800s.
Yeah.
and then you can come back to the Americas, and then
Yeah, I guess the only difference is once you get here and you're in those established areas and stuff like that, because you're right, there's a lot that we don't know about the history that happened on the land that we live in now.
Yeah.
right.
We know about Europe because their history was documented.
Yeah.
Our history in the States are not documented, or in the Americas in general are
Well,
not
and that's
documented.
like when we started building shit here. We just like plowed over all the
Right.
natives shit.
Right. So there was nothing, that's why when you go, looking, a lot of people go looking for arrowheads and things like that.
Yeah.
Things are harder to find here because you're right. We just plowed over everything and got rid of all that.
They don't
History.
even know how much like about the natives because we did that.
Yeah, because it's gone. It's literally gone.
All right.
We destroyed it. Whereas, over there in Europe, they have cities built on top of cities.
Yeah.
So you can still go.
I think there's in London. I think it's in London. There's a McDonald's that's built on top of Roman ruins, and they have a glass floor. You
you can see?
You can
I've
look
seen-
down
That's
into.
cool.
Yeah.
I got a question. Would we have prep time? Or does it right now?
Ooh.
That is a very, very good point.
Hey, you have until your next birthday to prepare for this to happen.
We would also, all of us would have to lose a lot of weight. We would be way out of place.
Yeah.
But we'd also need to be.
in Europe,
Maybe not.
actually,
Maybe
in
not
Europe.
Redbeard.
That's true. Maybe not in Europe.
Because actually
Yeah.
being healthy, being heavy was seen as a sign of wealth.
Yeah.
That's
because
true,
I ate.
but you don't have the wealth to back that up.
Right.
But I guess it's another thing of influence.
Right.
Right. You're playing the part.
So
you
we would-
become part of
we
that.
would have to do a lot of research.
The other
on
problem
old
is-
mines. I know up in Michigan, there's that big copper mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, but
That's if we decide to stay in the Americas.
I think you have to.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
If you're
think
saying we're
getting-
going back in time to the spot that we are now,
To the maybe not to this spot, but to the closest human settlement from
Fine.
where we're. Yeah.
we'd
which-
probably be pretty close.
which
to
is
here.
pretty close,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, there was a...
There could have been one literally where my house is.
so I think you have to for the first several hundred years. You have to stay in the Americas.
Right.
I don't think it would be. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be feasibly possible.
Yeah, well, the technology's not there 1,000
Because
years ago.
you also got to think that of the travel time it takes to get there. Are you assuming it's only going to take you a month or two to get between civilization and or city to city and just keep?
Well, that was going to be my next question. When did they domesticate? Maybe not even domesticate animals for our travel usage, like horses.
Horses were brought in from the Europeans.
Okay, so see, that's another issue.
Yeah, but that's not. America did have.
We had wild horses.
They had wild horses, but they weren't utilized as we know them until Europeans came over.
Yeah.
Many of the
wild
horses,
maybe not horses so much, but oxen and other, stuff like that were domesticated for thousands
for travel.
of years.
But we would also have to be very careful because there would be wolves up here.
Well, that's true too. I mean, you are talking about environmental dangers that we're not used to dealing with.
We would have elk, buffalo, and everything that was
bear.
Of course,
that's
of course.
West.
But I think that all goes into his question: do we have time to prepare for this? Because if you do, you have time to prepare for things like that. If you don't, and you're just thrust back 1,000 years.
See, what I would do is I would do like a bunch of research on like old mines and shit, and that way, when the Europeans come over, we can make it rich.
Well, that's what I was going to say, you know, with like knowing about the gold out in California. Being able to, if we had the time to figure out where all these resources were early on, because I mean, gold, not so much with the Native Americans. I don't think gold was important.
Just go down to Mexico and take it from the
I think, but
the Mayans.
Then it was Mayans.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
the Aztecs were before them, right?
I've never really heard anything about like the Native Americans caring about.
No, I don't think monetary.
No, they did use copper though.
They use some precious metals, but not like going for gold. Gold had no inherent value to them at the time. The weird thing about that is they didn't use metals for hunting or anything.
Oh, they didn't?
No, they use a lot of stones.
Just decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
They have like old copper statues and stuff.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of like Native American like costuming has a lot of turquoise and stuff like that, and but a lot of their old weapons, especially 1,000 years ago, they were still working with stones. Yeah,
interesting.
That's one thing I will have the advantage of, knowing how to use a bow and arrow.
I think ultimately, you could do it,
depending on the prep time.
Yeah, like if it was just like if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, I can send you 1,000 years back, and when you come to modern time, you're gonna get a big payday." Otherwise on the flip side, it's like, "Oh shit, I just fucking Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure this shit, and now I'm back in time. I don't know what the fuck's going on."
Yeah, because the other thing is, really, at the end of the day, if you play your cards right, 1,000 years to accumulate wealth.
Oh,
that money prize at the end is nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Be the richest people.
Well, ultimately, you would go and you would stake claim on where those gold mines are.
The gold mines and the
oil and the things like that. You would stake claim to that right away.
Yeah.
And it may not pay off for a couple hundred years, but it's going to start paying off, and it's going to pay off
when the
big.
Europeans come over, that's when you take them and go mining.
Well, yeah, that's all fine and dandy,
but you claim that land as your own.
Yeah,
you have to claim. You have to have that land.
Yeah,
yeah.
You have that land. That's where it is.
Yeah.
But you have to also be able to defend that land.
Yeah.
Now, there's the thing: establish yourself as a god in the kingdom.
That's what I was thinking. If we went down to Mexico, establish yourself as a living god, and they'll worship you.
But they would think you're immortal.
Yeah, that's where the problem lies, because they're not allowed to think they're not allowed to know you're immortal.
You're immortal, and then boom, you're living.
And now you're screwed.
And now you're mortal. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay, well, maybe not a god, but
that's a really good idea, though.
Establish the West Coast as your own kingdom.
Well, that was one of the first things I thought of, but
it's just your generations.
It's like,
keep inheriting the throne, but it's always you.
that might be a good plan.
Right.
That might be a really good
Or like
plan.
if the five of us, we all just like take turns every like 25 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
be like, oh, he's he's my cousin, he's
Next
my
in
brother,
line.
he's my dad,
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
He's my
And then
dad.
repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, rinse and repeat.
Well, you think about it.
We'll just go
especially
down.
1,000 years ago. That's 50, 60 years.
Because
Yeah.
you could easily
Or
make
if we do it for 20, 25 years, you're talking about 125 years. We'll all just be like, we'll run it as a council, but every 25 years.
You wouldn't even have to, because the monarch, whoever the king is at that point in time, could die. He's still living in civilization, but
Well, just say he died.
exactly.
And then, like,
And
let's say it
then-
was you, Papa Smurf. You died. Oh, now it's Vikings' turn to lead.
Exactly. And then 150 years later,
Yeah. We would.
Oh,
we would
that's just his descendant.
exactly.
Yeah.
see. We would
150
have
years.
to-
That's like what, 3, 4, 5 generations?
And nobody would know the wiser as long as you kept your story straight.
right.
See, we would have to have like a room like this where we all convene.
That's what I'm saying. We'll run
yeah,
by
then,
council.
like-
Then it's like, say, Viking, it's your turn to lead. So for the next 25 years, you're in charge.
Yeah.
Then
And
it's
then you're going to
Redbeard.
die.
And then
So
you're
you
gonna-
have to be out of the limelight for
You know,
50 years or whatever.
or
but-
not even, if it's just
Yeah, but I
us
can
running the council, then you're reserved for running the council.
well, but the people
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
to
People
understand that
think-
he's not around
Yeah.
anymore.
We'd have to
Yeah.
fake our death.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which we,
Oh, he got attacked by a bear.
Who knows? He got sick.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pulled a Robert Baratheon, went on a hunting trip.
yeah.
And got stabbed.
and even if I do get injured in there, I'm gonna heal.
Exactly.
So it might suck for a couple weeks. But
And then
Yeah.
we're gonna
What's
burn,
worse?
We're gonna burn your body, of course.
Or at least burn an something that looks like your body.
We're gonna burn a body.
That's true. He will heal. He will heal.
I don't want to. I don't even want to think about
You'll
it.
still feel the pain.
Yeah, I was like,
You will
I don't-
still
I don't think I
feel the
wanna
pain.
It has to be believable.
I don't.
I don't think you'd be able to be burnt and not scream. So
He's still alive. Save him. We'd gag him. He's
Immortal. He's still alive. Fuck.
and then you just die like that right there because they figured it out.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
No, but I mean, I'm sure
Of
you
course,
could
Foreman
find
wants to set me on fire.
you can find a body to burn though.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like fucking Steve in the mutt over there.
Yeah, exactly.
The great
Exactly.
Viking has died.
Pushed him off the cliff.
Yeah. That would be the way to do it. If we could all go back together, we could make it.
Yeah.
I know we can do it.
We'll set up our own kingdom, our own civilization.
Goddamn right.
And we take it in like every state. We have a spot.
Well, and we are definitely going to change history.
Yeah.
So
You're talking about establishing a full-on kingdom on the West Coast.
And, the size.
Be a fucking kingdom. Once the Europeans come over, we're like, this is our land.
we would fuck their shit up.
and then we take
Especially since
because
we
we know
know
when they're coming.
we know about gunpowder. We know about
And we know when and where they're coming too.
Yeah.
right. So
And
all
then we would take the good ones.
there it is.
Phrasing.
Hey, your name's Christopher, right? Yeah.
All right. And then we get the ones that actually like made a difference in this country. And it's like, hey, what's your name? Yeah, you're coming with us.
Oh, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. Yeah, over here.
We're gonna
Yeah.
kidnap their asses.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do about it.
Then they come over to our kingdom, and there's just advanced technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Franklin would be in awe.
Yeah.
Tesla.
Nikola Tesla? Oh fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We just, all the smartest minds in history, we somehow convinced them to come over to our
The
kingdom.
question is, how much of a butterfly effect are we? Like, I don't see too much of a butterfly effect up until about 1400.
1492. Yeah.
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 Well, of course.
Yeah.
Right, because nothing is going to be known until that happens.
Right.
Yeah, I guess so, because he's not going to have the chance to go back and say, "Hey, I found this,
Right.
Right.
place."
So that's when you're really going to create the butterfly effect of what we know in history.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Can we
No-
take history books?
No.
No.
Why? We're making history. Why? Do you want to be able to see into the future of what
No,
happens?
I think I know where he wants to take a history book so we know roughly when certain dates
Yeah.
are, assuming we can
yeah.
keep track of time.
I mean, if we're talking the West Coast, we also need to know every major earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe
It's just like basic knowledge stuff
Yeah.
where it not.
so like a 6th grade history book.
Well, here's the other thing.
But,
Do we
like,
need to
when
know?
we write it down and
But here's the thing. Do we need to know about earthquakes and things like that when we don't have?
then they would see us as a god because we know the earthquake is coming. We
No,
know
I'm
the
saying
time.
we don't have modern.
We don't have a Richter scale. We don't have modern
Yeah,
instruments.
like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, actually, ancient Chinese did have early
A seismograph.
They had abilities back over 1,000
to
years
measure.
ago. They could feel the minor tremors before the big ones.
Yeah.
They had little like bells that they put in the ground that would ring with
So I guess my
I mean-
biggest question is what is the point in having the knowledge of when those things occurred when we don't? I guess
So we know they're
what's
coming
the
and-
need?
So we know they're coming, and that way we're not in that area when it hits.
basically just
Okay.
anything that would like rain, because
I don't think any of us are.
not so much
cute.
the San Andreas fault line, but the massive ones that happened in the Pacific coast that
Well, so-
caused massive
so here's-
tsunamis.
Sure, but so here's the thing. Yeah, we're going to go stake claim to the land that's out there, but why do we need to even be on the West Coast anyways? Because nothing happens on the West Coast until we start pushing people from the East Coast over.
So you're saying have an establishment on the East Coast then?
Yeah, and I'm not saying don't have our reaches
Right,
go
yeah.
to
My
those.
Have
reason
our
for being
main-
out
have-
west more is because of the gold and the oil.
I'm not saying not
we
have
can
our
do that
reaches,
before the.
but we don't need to live out there necessarily. We could have our own established civilizations out there to protect that land,
Okay,
but we don't need to be out there.
true.
So that way, if there is a massive earthquake or something, and I'm not saying we can't travel to and from, but that way, especially when you're dead, if you're the dead guy, why not go out there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
Exactly.
So then we'll still have a pulse on what's happening, on what's going on. And so if there is something that wiped everything out, at least we know it and we can send another crew of civilization out that way.
Yeah.
And you as the traveler could travel with them.
Yeah.
And now you're not traveling alone.
Right.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I think set up on the East Coast that way, because all the threats are coming from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Every threat in history came from the East Coast.
Except the Japanese.
I just want to say that.
Right, but you're talking about modern time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, but you're talking about modern time.
We would know they're coming, and
But that's
them off.
But that's also the thing. That was modern time of how we know it.
Yeah.
What if there? What if there is no
creating a kingdom?
What if
here,
there is no United?
If there's no United
States?
States, there's no.
there's not. Well,
Then
we'd
there's-
probably go with the United States because America,
Fuck no, we wouldn't.
We
We would name it whatever the fuck we wanted.
the Republic of Rubber Ducks.
It would not be a republic. We're fucking monarchs.
Yeah, the kingdom of rubber duck.
Yeah. Okay.
the kingdom of Rubber Ducks.
Yeah. Because nobody knows what a rubber duck is.
Yeah. The rubber duckian empire. Yeah, yeah.
I like
Anyways,
I like the idea.
I think that's the
So basically, there's two ways to go about it. Either be a traveler, just a traveling, caravan style, or fuck it, creating our own kingdom.
if it was solo, I would say being a traveling
Yes.
merchant. As a group, establish America as a kingdom.
Okay, here's the question. If you're by yourself, we're not with each other, you're by yourself, could you... Now, you said does the civilization have to realize you're immortal, or does one person? All right, well, then never mind. Then there goes because you could let one person in on what the fuck's going on,
That way they can help.
and then they could be the fucking monarch for so long, and then you could step back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But never mind.
And as soon as one person knows you are
Then you're fucked.
100%, they can be suspicious. But once they know 100% that you are immortal,
I mean, you could still set up patsies to be the monarch that you
Yeah,
just basically,
we would kinda have to
Jafar
do that.
running
That's
shit
true.
from behind.
Yeah.
And then anytime he starts to get suspicious, you kill him and find someone new.
Yeah.
Oh no, the king is dead.
The king is dead, then you take over for 10, 15 years, then you introduce a new bloodline.
So like some Game of Thrones shit, you'd be the hand of the king.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So we go.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Nope.
Nope. One more.
Still back?
There you go.
Oh, there I am.
There you
Yeah,
are.
so we go back to just become like the most evil, monstrous people ever.
But you
You'd almost have no choice.
The
but
problem
to.
is you have to.
We treat the natives a lot better than
Well,
Europeans
I don't think you'd have to
did.
be a monster. You could still be
Till
a
they get
good
suspicious of us,
person.
and we're like, oh, gotta go, bye.
Well, that's a matter of
Sorry.
survival. I mean,
No, I get it, but
Ultimately, he's right.
well, yeah, if you're talking about killing off entire civilizations of people, yeah. But if
you
you're just
might
killing
if that whole
one
civilization was onto you.
If that civilization believes you are their monarch, right? And monarchs, kings, queens, kings were appointed. They
person, they were appointed by God.
They were appointed by God. You know what I mean? So you could effectively have to wipe out an entire civilization
Now, would we go?
because
There's a reason we don't have kings and queens anymore. Well, other than them being.
in practice,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
the
yeah.
only-
I mean, once we get it up to more technologically advanced times, we'd have to change the system.
the good thing is
but
once
we're
you get
talking
into
for the first 500 or 600 years.
Once you get into technically advanced technology, you have the ability because civilizations are bigger, so you can fade into that background, and then I think it's easy peasy once you get to that.
And then, oh no, the monarchy has ended. And, well, now I'm time to be a civilian, a peasant,
Yeah.
and just live in one of the cities.
Exactly.
yeah, and set yourself up with riches and never have to worry
Especially because you had stake on the gold mines and the oil and things like that. You could live as a nobody
Yeah.
but be rich.
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
And as long as you're on the outskirts of a civilization, who cares?
Yeah.
Have our little hut outside the fence.
And I mean, at some point, what do you
We
consider?
just establish a 5-person subdivision right outside of the big city.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At some point, what do you consider an actual civilization? Because is there even in the United States, is there a spot that it would be considered uncivilized?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if you went out in the middle of Montana,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But my point is even in these times, even if you're all by yourself,
Like currently,
are you saying that that's not civilization?
I think you'd have to be
you
within
have,
a.
I'm saying like you're living off the land, living by yourself.
Okay.
So once you start living off the land, then you'll be classified as a hermit. Then you have 500 years
Okay.
or 5 years.
You have 5 years
5 for
from
every
that
100.
point.
But yeah,
Now-
if we were in modern times like now and we lived in a subdivision where there's just the 5 of us or 6 of us,
Now, would we have a house above ground or below ground?
back to this.
Back to the subdivision.
No, this is a very good point.
Because in winter, it's going to get cold.
This is a very
And the
good
ground
point.
stays at, 64 degrees?
Having the knowledge that you have now, you would definitely try and build something underground, but you won't have the ability to.
Unless you're the one to advance technology to do so.
Yeah, but even then, you might have.
I'm sure we
you
would
might
find
try
an
to advance
iron.
the technology, but none of us are fucking smart enough to.
Unless we had prep time.
Well, I guess that's true too.
Prep time, quit our jobs, and
I mean,
just start
I
studying.
know basics of blacksmithing. I know a lot of.
Yeah, but to build a machine that can make
Yeah,
an
no.
underground fucking bunker.
Nah, it'd be by hand.
Yeah, it'd have to be by hand.
At first. For the first
And you're gonna-
probably 100 years.
But to go with what you're saying, I would say if you could do it, absolutely, you'd have to.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna live above ground for a while
Yeah.
because just transporting all that earth.
Yeah. And
But
we'd have to have bricks.
but
But we know how to make bread.
but you could
Yeah.
make yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's pretty easy to make. Concrete.
I mean, well, even basic bricks, you just need clay and a furnace.
which
Yeah.
you're gonna be digging a shit ton of clay out.
Right.
Yeah, definitely where we live.
Right.
The whole eastern side of the United States.
Yeah.
Well,
You know.
we're part of the base. Is this area far enough? There's a huge limestone basin.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Part of like all our Great Lakes.
Oh.
I'd say we'd have to build the underground place with bricks, iron, and concrete.
But could we make concrete though?
Yeah, concrete is pretty simple.
Yeah, we have the stuff in Ohio.
Yeah.
To easily get the stuff to make concrete.
Okay.
You need aggregate, which is like stone, and then sand, and then what is it called?
Cement.
Cement.
I mean,
There's a technical term for
Yeah.
it, but I don't know it. And then we need to get iron to restructure together strong.
It's together strong.
Good thing you got the reference.
So I definitely think it's doable either way.
yeah.
It's basically how long.
I feel like if
How-
you would go back by yourself, you'd kind of go crazy.
But here's the other question.
Well, you go
if
back.
you
by-
reach a point where you're in a happy spot too, like, you know, the 1500s where things are like, yeah, that's not bad here. You just say, fuck it.
yeah.
We'd invent a shower. That way the stinky Europeans know how to bathe.
Wow.
What? They were all stinky when they came over.
They didn't have running water back then.
Oh, well, we're going to have running water.
We're gonna invent that shit too.
We're going to go upstream. We're going to take planks of wood, hollow out the trees, and bam, we'll have running water.
Aqueducts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely.
We'd have everything.
But our knowledge on current civilization,
I don't know about
you would have to do something like
I
that
don't know
because
how to make a pump, but
No, that's actually not hard.
yeah. I'd have to look up some YouTube videos.
I'm talking even like a handmade pump that
Yeah.
would siphon water up into a tower, and then
Yeah.
because like where I live, we have 3 water towers, and they do. That's how we get our water pressure.
do you think though, if we did all this, right? Let's say we went back as a group and we're talking like what we're doing. Do you think we would actually like delay the advent of technologies and things like that? Like, do you think it would actually be detrimental to humankind?
We'll have to make sure not to kill off any Steve Jobs.
Well, but here's why I say that though, because even with all of our research, right? If we had the chance to do that and we go back in time, we're talking about building a monarchy, right? And being in charge and doing all this stuff. None of us are smart enough to be able to
Make an iPhone.
fully grasp what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And fully understanding things like this. So if a world, even our world, is under our rule,
The king is dying.
Someone's got TB.
would
It's also something we have to worry about.
yeah, would that stipend the advent of certain technologies?
It would probably change how we got there, but I think, I mean, a lot of our early inventions that we have over here started in Europe. So if we're not interfering with Europe, through war,
That's the reason why we have the Industrial Revolution,
right?
Because it
we were
started.
competing with
It
Europe.
started in England, and then we took the technology. Then it became a rat race.
Right. So as long as we allowed Europe to progress naturally without, if we let Columbus come here and instead of killing him, we establish trade agreements with them right out the rip. Yes, we are going to stop a lot of immigration early on from them just coming here and colonizing the states. But the stuff, as long as we don't interfere with what they're doing directly, a lot of the early stuff we should see still happen. And then
Basically, the first 500-600 years of stuff will still happen. Yeah.
Will still occur.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter. Now the question is, would we be as powerful as
We think
America is today?
Yeah, or at least as we think we'd be.
We'd be stronger.
He brings up a very valid point because at that point we're almost like making a North Korea.
Well, we already know the Europeans are going to succeed from Europe, so we just take them in.
Right. But instead of
And
allowing
we
them to
use them.
colonize, they become part of our kingdom.
Yeah.
It's definitely a quandary. Like I said, there's no way around
We
this.
just tell them we don't want
hypothetical
any problems.
that-
We know what's going to happen.
Well, we don't. Because
But no, we're not going to let them know that we know,
Well,
like, in 100 years.
the second that Columbus interacts with us for the first time,
Then that's when the timeline shifts.
that's
basically.
when what we know of history is going to change.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
well,
Though-
he doesn't come up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say though Columbus discovered the Caribbeans. That's why they're still called
Yeah.
the West Indies.
True.
So it wasn't until Spanish, like true Spanish explorers, he was Italian. It wasn't until true Spanish explorers discovered Florida that is when Europeans really started to get a foothold in North America. Then the English came, then the Dutch and the French.
Them damn French.
And if we are going to claim all of America, for a long time, Mexico.
Can we take Canada too? Because that's just an annoyance.
Well, Canada, as we know it, wouldn't exist.
I think
because
Redbeard's tired of this topic.
There's no sphere of English influence or French influence.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll be like, that's ours too.
It'd be sphere of rubber duck influence.
Which why I don't know why we came up with rubber duck, but okay.
Because it works.
Yeah.
We'll take Mexico too.
And
all of South America.
You're wearing-
We'll just take both
he's wearing a Pink
continents.
Floyd shirt. You're wearing a Slipknot shirt. Yeah, you're wearing a fucking Pink Floyd. No, I'm
I
saying.
forgot what shirt
I'm saying. Could you imagine the knowledge that we have of music and what we would bring? Holy
Yeah.
fuck!
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could just start our own band and wear
Yeah.
masks. Literally no one knew who we were.
What? Torellas.
That would be nuts. I'm just saying that would be fun. So basically, the long story
That
short
was a
of all
long.
this,
Yeah, that
was a lot longer than I, thought it was going
I
to
wish
be.
you would have brought this up a lot earlier because
man,
that was
you
fun.
guys were talking
was
about
fun.
Dogma and
Yeah,
then
but
Redbeard's anal fixation,
But-
and then
but about-
turned into Florida Man's remote joystick.
But about
Fixation.
4:30, or you look at him and said, "Do you have anything to bring to the table?" And
And
you're
then
like,
someone else brought something up, and then he said again, like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I also have something."
That's a very
Anyways, it was fun.
challenging process of thought. That was a really good one. I don't know if anybody enjoyed it, but I did.
all
Yeah.
right, all right.
I mean, people listening.
I like talking about stuff like that.
Yeah, I
It's
know
fun.
you do.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he wants to call the rest of us nerds.
Yeah.
He's a fucking nerd.
I only have a ham radio.
Yeah, we know.
So nerdy.
So nerdy.
They're fun.
I'm not a nerd, but once we start talking about space stuff, I get really into it.
Nerd.
It's okay.
Anyways,
You got to be so loud with that.
Oh, is that you? I thought that was me. Oh, you got that one. I got this one. And I was clicking it. That's why I was like, I don't know, maybe.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, princess.
I don't always realize how loud it is. I'm
Yeah.
trying to play with it quietly. Phrasing.
Phrasing. Yeah. That was another phrasing. All right, you wanna wrap up what we got on the board? I don't think we offended. Well, I guess we did say Indian a few times.
And
We said retard a couple of times.
I said retard.
Not we.
I said retard, so I guess that one. I'm not including the Indian ones. So that's whatever. And then we had 6 phrasings and 1 to be fair.
Only one.
Only 1.
We had no music singing today.
Oh yeah, no sing-alongs. Well, we did in the beginning.
The very beginning, and I got it.
Oh, then we
Okay.
did.
we did
Okay,
have
then that counts as well.
Yeah, we'll count that. I don't know what the hell you guys were singing, but
Hairstyles.
oh, that's right, Harry Styles.
Water, sugar, high.
Yeah,
Anyways. Hey,
And
Papa
that's it.
Square, can you hit the high note?
no, I can't hit shit right now. Hopefully, my voice will be better in 2 weeks. God, it better be. I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I can talk a little better today.
Yeah.
Hello, princess.
I do like when we're on the phone. You sound like the one Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, when you start laughing, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Snaggle?
Yeah.
Snaggle.
Snagglepuss?
Is that Snagglepuss?
I think
I
so.
was thinking of the
You were talking about the dog, the shaggy dog. Yeah.
the Race Around the World cartoon. Yeah, the Red,
knew what you were
the
referring
Red
to,
Baron
'cause it-
character. He had a dog, and every time he would do something, he'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, fuck you.
That's who I thought you were talking about. I couldn't remember the name. That's why.
I said I don't remember his name.
I don't know if it had a name.
He probably did have a name.
It was a
It's
dog,
been
but it,
1 week since you looked at me.
Boom. There's another one.
Boom. That's
So
what a
up to you.
cannon does. Boom.
And we'll have cannons too.
And yep, fuck them Europeans. We're going to war. Hey.
of course, Ford Man wants total global domination.
No,
I just said 2 continents. That's it.
I kind of think that eventually it would probably get there. If we could get advanced fast enough, we would take the war to their own shores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than them coming here.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
His name was Muttley.
Okay.
Yeah, him.
Muttley.
Oh yeah.
I knew what you were talking about. I just couldn't.
Those
Anyway.
are old.
Oh yeah, old.
Before all of our time, except for yours, Viking.
Would we let the Europeans think
Look, my first cartoons were cave drawings. Okay.
Wacky Races was the title.
I remember that show.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And because, why not? It's time. So that was another episode of the Grossly Off Topic Podcast. I was your host, Papa Smurf.
Or Muttley.
Yeah.
I'm Old Man Viking.
I eat Redbeard.
I am Florida Man.
And I'm 31.
Talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.